said we'd link up a week ago. But time moves so fast when I'm on the road. I wanna get to know you, I wanna get lost. You say you're sad at home and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose, I wanna get to know you, I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know they fall through. Baby, pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose, yeah, we can get lit. Take a sip, you know who you rolling with. That love is my rhyme, baby, if you're down. You work so hard and that's all you know.
That's all you know, yeah, that's all you know.
Tonight let your head down and just let go. Let go, let go, let go. I wanna get to know you, I wanna get loose. You say you're sad at home and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose, I wanna get to know you, I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know they fall through. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose, yeah, we can get lit. Take a sip, you know who you rolling with. That love is my rhyme, baby, if you're down. Yeah, we can get lit. Take a sip, you know who you rolling with. That love is my rhyme, baby, if you're down. If you're down, baby, if you're down. If you're down, baby, if you're down. I wanna get to know you, I wanna get loose. You say you're sad at home and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose, I wanna get to know you, I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know they fall through. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose. We said we'd link up a week ago. But time moves so fast when I'm on the road. I wanna get to know you, I wanna get loose. You say you're sad at home and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose, I wanna get to know you, I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know they fall through. Baby, pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose, yeah, we can get lit. Take a sip, you know who you rolling with. That love is my rhyme, baby, if you're down. You work so hard and that's all you know.
That's all you know, yeah, that's all you know.
Tonight let your head down and just let go. Let go, let go, let go. I wanna get to know you, I wanna get loose. You say you're sad at home and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose, I wanna get to know you, I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know they fall through. Pull up tonight, I wanna get to know you. I wanna get loose. You say you said it all and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose. I wanna get to know you. I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know to fall through. Pull up tonight. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose. We said we'd link up a week ago. About a week ago. But time moves so fast when I'm on the road. I wanna get to know you. I wanna get loose. You say you said it all and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose. I wanna get to know you. I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know to fall through. Baby, pull up tonight. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose. Yeah, we can get lit. Take a sip, you know who you rolling with. Turn up, it's my round, baby, if you're down. You work so hard and that's all you know.
All you know, yeah, all you know.
Tonight, let your head down and just let go. Let go, let go, let go. I wanna get to know you. I wanna get loose. You say you said it all and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose. I wanna get to know you. I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know to fall through. Pull up tonight. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose. Yeah, we can get lit. Take a sip, you know who you rolling with. Turn up, it's my round, baby, if you're down. Yeah, we can get lit. Take a sip, you know who you rolling with. Turn up, it's my round, baby, if you're down. If you're down. Baby, if you're down. If you're down. Baby, if you're down. I wanna get to know you. I wanna get loose. You say you said it all and you got nothing to do. So baby, pull up tonight. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose. I wanna get to know you. I wanna see you. And we can try and plan it, but you know to fall through. Pull up tonight. Pull up tonight, baby, pull up tonight. I wanna get loose.
Hola, mi gente. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Today is Wednesday, right? Is it Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? What is it, Wednesday? Does that mean I get to be your Woman Crush Wednesday? Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. I'm your favorite devil's advocate. I hope so. Jen. You can reach me on all social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, On the Block with Jen at Gmail. On the Block with Jen at Gmail. Though we had a gentleman yesterday kept calling me Jennifer. I don't know where he got Jennifer from. It's just Jen up there. My name is not Jennifer. It's never been Jennifer. It's just Jen. Okay? My good friends may know my real name, call my real name every now and then, but my name has never been Jennifer. Okay? So for all of you guys, you can just keep it at Jen. On the Block with Jen will suffice. How are you guys? Wow, yesterday was a doozy on the block. We had a hip hop icon pull up. Okay, it was a doozy. We went 3 hours. We usually go an hour and a half or 2 hours max, but yesterday we went 3 hours. That's how heated the conversation got. We got in a hip hop race. Don Lemon, Jonathan Majors. It got really, really, really heated a bunch of different ways last night, but it was a great, great, great show. Again, I say I have the most diverse panel on YouTube, really, really great minds and insights. So I'm really proud of yesterday's show. It was one of the best ones, I got to say. So if you missed it, check it out. Check out yesterday's show. It's Don Lemon and Jonathan Majors. Are Black men still at the mercy of white men? It's the last night's show. It's really, really good. All right, guys. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget you can support the show on the Block with Janet Cash App as well. If you're catching the replay and I'm not live, it's so nice to get a Cash App and I'm not even on air. I'm like, oh, somebody saw the show and was thinking about me. You know, Cash App is for privacy. And the super chats are like, if you don't give a damn who sees you throwing money in the super chat, you can super chat me bottom right. That little dollar sign on the right with your comments. How are you, New Diamond? You said I thought it was Saturday. What was Saturday? With the intro music? Is that why you thought that? I don't know. No, it's not Saturday yet. It's not Saturday yet. But you're probably talking about Block Talent Battle every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Block with Jen. We have a Block Talent Battle here. Okay. We're talent from all over New York, LA, Vegas. We had someone from Washington, D.C., Seattle, LA, Atlanta. Yeah, everybody comes up and you know what I mean, competes or battles for the $100 cash prize. And it's basically just, you know what I mean, artists coming up and sharing their talent with us, and people vote and then they win. So let me welcome Lily from YB Limited, always lovely and talented, to join us this evening. Hi, Lily.
Hey, and always getting dressed while we're on the show.
I saw you backstage this time. I was like, I'm gonna give Lily a minute to get it together before we bring her fabulousness all over the block. How are you, doll?
I'm good. It's been a good day. It's been a good day.
Good.
It's been a day.
Awesome.
Yeah. The Miss Mother Nature.
Oh,
I think she's on one. So if you all got any extra Prozac laying around, you might want to slip her one, because she decided, like, hey guys, I kind of want to go back to winter for a day or two. So
is it cold in New York? Is it
we're
cold?
not cold. It's not. It's just colder than it's been. It's been unusually warm, and I think we've gotten spoiled to that. And so I was just like, as if this is not usually one of the most up and down months. You know, April and May is very, so I got spoiled.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's already hell temps over here in Nevada.
I can only imagine.
It's warming up to hell temps. You know, welcome everybody. Yeah. How is everybody?
Lord, I'm looking at
everybody?
the title. Like, this is a pretty hefty title for a good. Is this a Wednesday? So I guess this is what we gonna do.
Yeah, this is what we're doing on Wednesday. You know what, Lily? Yesterday was the block was hot. The block was hot. Bullets flying, triggers were being pulled. It was crazy. So I was like, today maybe we could kind of just like a little woo-saw. Although this may spark some shit. We never know who's gonna be triggered on the block.
It can take a turn. So I'm like, ooh.
We don't know, but we're always prepared. That's the good thing.
Yes.
We're always prepared. I love this topic because when it's brought up, it's usually brought up in the negative, right? In the negative sense where women and men from today are constantly being bashed for not being traditional, right? And I think that's a way of saying, I miss when men were like this. I miss when women were like this. I think that's really, it comes from that pain where it's like, I'll never have a woman at my beck and call again, or I'll never have a man be 100% provider again. I think it comes from, you know what I mean, pain. Like, damn, I'm never going to get that. I got to bust my ass to work, or this woman won't build with me. So it comes from pain. So I wanted to put a positive spin on it. And it's like, what do we miss and why? What do we miss about traditional men and women? Before I get into that, did you hear about Pras from the Fugees?
Let me tell you, I don't know how that one got past me. Okay. That one got past me. But I was telling Orlando yesterday. We talked about this, right? And I said, I remember thinking one time, like, damn, you don't never hear Pras complaining about nothing. You don't never hear him complain about no money. And then I remember, because Lauren, you never know if she's going to show up or not, right? He don't complain about Lauren not showing up. He not complaining about when Lauren say, yeah, I'll do a tour. No, I don't know you niggas. Like, he don't complain about nothing. Now we know why.
Yes. So unfortunately for Mr. Pras, it says here, he was found guilty of corruption, sprawling corruption. And the details of this case, I was like, whoa, it wasn't like a little crime, a little just a little money
corruption.
Laundering. Yes. They're naming Leonardo DiCaprio and Barack Obama, and these are the names that are being thrown around in the trial. Okay. It was a ginormous money laundering. I mean, it says here, after deliberating for 2 days, a jury in U.S. District Court in Washington found Mitchell guilty of all the charges against them. All the charge. How that sound, Lily? How that sound? You calling your mama up and you're like, oh, they found me guilty of all the charges. Not some. No, mama. All the charges. Okay.
The feds.
Yes. Found guilty of all the charges. It says here, including lying to banks in a convoluted case arising I could usually pronounce everything. What the fuck is this, Lily?
Yeah, see, now you know it's bad.
Tangentially.
That's bad. That sounds bad.
Tangentially sounds bad, right?
I don't want to be convicted for that. Leave that out, okay? We got to find out what it is after the show so I can make sure I don't do that.
Right. I mean, I know what tangent is. Okay, let's try this again. Including lying to banks in a convoluted case arising tangentially from one of the world's biggest financial scandals. This is no neighborhood criminal. Okay? The looting of $4.5 billion from Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund. The 50-year-old rapper, former rap star, it says here.
Million with a B? Million with a B?
Million with a B.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. The 50-year-old former rap star, it says here, former.
He got a new career.
Right. Who sat impassively as the verdicts were announced, was not accused of participating in the gargantuan, Lily, it says gargantuan here in the Washington Post. So we got tangentially and gargantuan. I'm not making this up.
Baby, they went straight to web. So they said, honey, we regular words will not work for this trial.
At all. Gargantuan theft. The charges he faced stemmed from his association with the alleged architect of the embezzlement. Architect, not the regular guy that's embezzling money from a nonprofit. The architect of embezzlement, a wild spending, lavish partying Malaysian financier named Low Take Joe, who is a fugitive presently from justice. So they got Pras. They don't have Mr. Low Take Joe. In his dealings with Low, prosecutors said Mitchell, who is Pras, netted more than $100 million through criminal conspiracy stretching from Malaysia to Washington, from Thailand to Hollywood.
Well, he got some frequent flyer miles.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder if he could roll them over to somebody. We check on that after the show, too.
Yeah. I'll take them. I need them.
Right, exactly. Let's go ahead and roll that over.
It says no sentencing date has been set. Some of the offenses he was convicted of are punishable by up to 20 years in prison, but under advisory federal sentencing guidelines, Judge Collard Cotelli probably will impose a shorter prison term. So he may get less than for some of the offenses, he could get 20. So that means that's just some of the offenses. He could get 20. So there are other offenses that have other years tacked onto them. But according, I don't know, Collard Cotelli, the judge, says she will take it easy on him.
Well,
so maybe he won't get 40 years. Maybe he'll get 30. Maybe he won't get 20.
50.
Maybe that is.
And this is feds, Jen. You're doing 85% of your time.
Well,
I mean, they're
Lily,
killing him softly.
they're killing him softly, but aren't the feds a lot more comfy than regular jail?
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think he'll be at risk of getting his booty took. People will be cooking real meals. They'll be getting best books. He'll probably be on the internet for 15 years or something.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not much different than how people live out here. So it's not so bad. I mean,
What? Don Levant said he'll probably get 5 years. Club Fed, he'll be at a camp. 5 years? It says here just some of the things he's been convicted of can carry up to 20 years. It just says some. So they're talking about some. They're not talking about the entirety of everything he got convicted of. You think 5 years?
I'm going to really look into this case because it sounded like there's a lot more, my thing, I got to get my hat, my 10, something's going on because this is a lot going on. And for it not to be such a big story when there's all these other big names. And usually when you notice this, when it has other things like this, they try to, because once you go through discovery, it's going to pull up all the stuff from the bottom of the swamp.
Right.
And they don't want that. It's kind of like, well, I'll tell that story another day. But yeah,
we got time, Lily.
We got plenty of time. I'll tell that story another day. But yeah, it's wow.
Yeah.
It
It says
be more careful. I'm just like, I don't know what to say, Mr. Croswell.
I could just picture that becoming your tagline on the blog. Got to be more careful. Because apparently he wasn't. But I think in these situations when there's billions of dollars involved, and this guy from Thailand sounds like he was living lavishly. And when I read here, it says in testimony beginning March 30th, the jurors via witness accounts were taken on a kaleidoscope trips to to outlandishly extravagant parties.
The motherfucker taking trips to places you can't pronounce.
Right?
They don't get him for that.
Yeah, the Washington Post is on one. They're like, I'm gonna pull out the fucking thesaurus on you bitches if you want to read this. To outlandishly extravagant parties with the rich and famous in Las Vegas and other hotspots, to inner city cloisters of the White House and the Justice Department, and to a secret overseas meeting between a top Chinese domestic security official and an admitted multi-million-dollar U.S. influence peddler. Pras was the plug.
He was the plug. That's what I was just saying. That's why my tinfoil hat is tingling. It's tingling. Oh, and then we got red wine, no saint on the block. Oh, we about to get into some things because there's a lot. I mean, he was connected. He was
this was connected.
I gotta say it the wrong way. Jeffrey Epstein connected.
Right.
That's connected.
Yo, you the dude when. Listen to what I'm about to read. Hello, No Saint. Are you No Saint tonight or original colonizer?
We'll find out.
Okay. Oh, mystery. I like it. Mystery on a Wednesday night. All right. Lily, I'm sorry, but I would be, if I was in court, I'd be more excited about this guy taking the stand in my case than the years. I'd be like, is that fucking Leonardo fucking DiCaprio walking in? It says right here, Leonardo DiCaprio, one of the Hollywood's most bankable stars, took the witness stand in the Pras trial. Holy fuck. What are we talking? Why isn't this mainstream? Why isn't this on the cover and on every single blog site?
Because of what I just said, there's something in the milk ain't clean. They don't want this getting to, because in today's day and age, like we were talking about the other day, the regular TikTokers and bloggers pick it up and they start digging and they find things. Like they are way better than any investigative journalist that you ever had back in the day. They got nothing but time. And
well,
dig.
They've got nothing in time, and if they're wrong, their careers aren't at stake. So,
but a lot of times they're not. I mean, a lot of times they are, but when they're not, they're not, and that's where.
What I'm saying is, I just don't listen. I don't want to rely on somebody on TikTok, and I don't know who we're talking about, to be my journalistic standard, because what you find out is, I'm sorry, what you come to find out is that they have a theory, and then they confirmation bias their way all the way to that theory. And I have problems with that.
I've seen that before. I've seen that happen before where I'm like, you just built a whole scenario. That was it.
Right.
So I don't know who we're talking about, because like I said,
you can insert any person though. You can insert any person to that. To that.
Because some reason I didn't get a notification that the show went live. Kind of strange. So then I was like,
because I did, because I didn't plan for it. That's why I'm saying.
Oh, okay. But I mean, I'm not talking about from you. I'm talking about in she froze. I'm talking about like when I pull up my page, I didn't even see, like, I had to go to your channel, like, live, go to your channel just to see that you even.
Okay. Well, we are glad you found us.
Yeah, absolutely. But so what's going on? I missed the whole.
Pras, former rap star, part of the Fugees trio with Lauryn Hill, and who was the other guy leaving? Wyclef Jean.
Who also ran for president of Haiti at one point.
Right. So apparently Pras has been convicted in a sprawling corruption trial, which involves, presidents, White Houses, Hollywood A-listers. You know what I mean? He was in a tune of $4.5 billion from Malaysia's sovereign wealth. There's embezzlement and money laundering and a lot of shit. So now I'm up to reading about the actual trial. And it was star-studded. It says here, Leonardo DiCaprio, one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, took the witness stand in a somewhat less captivating appearance. Former Attorney General Jeff Sessions also addressed the jury. Others whose names came up repeatedly in testimony spanned the spectrum of cultural achievement, from filmmaker Martin Scorsese to reality TV maven Kim Kardashian, and the hierarchy of Washington power, from former presidents Barack Obama and Donald Trump to campaign money bundlers familiar mainly to just the beltway of cognoscente. These words, I'm going to have to read the Washington
real
Post.
Quick. No Saint.
Yes.
Are you aware of who Pras is, so you can understand why this is so crazy, why this story is so crazy?
I mean, I don't have all the. I know who the group is. I mean, but yeah.
Okay. So he's like, not trying to be funny, but I'm bubbly funny. It's almost like if you would have put Vanilla Ice's name in, and to know that he's connected to all of these people, you're like, oh, like that's so random. Like, what?
Like we just thought that he just fell off. Like the other rappers you don't hear from. That's what we thought. We were like, oh, he's just a guy who's not, they're not booking anymore. He doesn't care. But that's what we thought. Come to find out, $4.5 billion later.
But what's funny is, like, I've made jokes about him over the years, saying like, Pras don't complain about nothing. You don't hear him complain about shit. Lauren don't show up, Pras. He'd be like, okay, things happen. Lauren said I don't want to do a tour. Things happen. And you're just always like, wow, he's very zen. He's so zen.
So I wonder if he's the fall guy, because the other guy's on the run.
Of course.
The other guy's on the run. He's a fugitive. But I think if you're the type of person that can steal $4.5 billion,
you need help.
Well, no, you don't need help. You have your ways about getting in and out of shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta say, you're not doing this. You're not just a lonely black man stealing $4 million from all these governments. That's not happening.
Right. Like you're catch me if you can. So Mr. Malaysia, I don't know where he's hiding. He could be in the South Bronx somewhere. Who knows? They'd never find him there.
Right.
But apparently he's on the run. And it says here, starting in the 2000s, authorities said Low orchestrated, that's the man from Thailand, Low orchestrated the theft of, how do you orchestrate $4.5 billion? This is a movie, Lily. This is a fucking movie. This is Ocean's 11.
Yes. Yes. Like,
and this is real. This really happened.
That's why you always hear me say truth is stranger than fiction. But because these characters, these characters have their hand in governments and big things. They make big decisions and things like that. And he has to be the fall guy because he's Pras, for God's sake.
Right? So they like give it.
Right. Exactly. It's like, who's gonna
that phone call was made, right? Send Pras in there.
Who's gonna miss Pras?
I gotta go meet this plane that's gonna take me out of the country. Just send Pras in there.
So okay, I'm starting to get the picture. So a lot of money was stolen, obviously embezzled, right? 4 point something billion, and it's linked up through a lot of other people. Like, is he?
Yes,
Did they say he embezzled it from a lot of people?
Well, it said he stole about. I'll continue reading.
Okay.
Yes, please. This is good.
Starting in the 2000s, authorities said Lowe orchestrated the theft of $4.5 billion from Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund and embarked on a cartoonishly lavish lifestyle in the United States. Over 8 months in 2009 and 2010, for example, Lowe and his entourage spent $85 million on alcohol and gambling in Vegas, private jets, renting super yachts, and to pay Playboy playmates or Hollywood celebrities to hang out with them. They spent $85 million from 2009 to 2010, Lily, doing this in Vegas. Damn, I'm in the wrong circles in Vegas. All right.
I was just about to say, you in the wrong circles, and we got to figure out what's going on.
Apparently. Okay. Journalists Tom Wright and Bradley Hope wrote in a book about the Ivy League educated party boy. Prosecutors said Lowe, now 41 and on the run, used part of his embezzled fortune to finance the Scorsese-directed film The Wolf of Wall Street. Don Levon, do you hear this?
Better. This doesn't.
This is better than a movie. Do you hear this?
Is
so this nut paid for The Wolf of Wall Street.
This is. I mean, when I tell you, when I read this, I had to when I saw that, I had to keep reading over. Like, how did this slip past any of our radars? Like, this is huge.
This is good. This is gonna be this good. I was just like, oh, let's talk about a celebrity before we get into the topic. This is fucking good. Wait a minute now. Let me take the banner down real quick. Let's simmer with Pras here.
Yes, Pras got a lot of meat on the bones.
Right. It says DiCaprio, who made the production deal in 2012 and starred in the Oscar-nominated movie, testified that he thought his then buddy, Joe Lowe, was a legitimate, uber-successful businessman and nothing more. So DiCaprio was none the wiser. He had no idea this billionaire was an embezzler and a thief. DiCaprio, who jetted parties around the globe with Lowe, has not been accused of any wrongdoing, nor has Scorsese, because they have the complexion for
protection.
Lily, send Pras in there.
That's exactly what happened. This is giving me all inflated, what's the word, locked up abroad type of.
Yes. So decoy. They're like, they're all thinking they're like Leonardo, Scorsese, Pras.
That's it.
Send Pras in there.
Somebody got to pause. Somebody got to go.
They were living. They spent $85 million on hookers, margaritas, cocaine, gambling, right out here in Vegas. It says the gamut of celebrities, current and past, with whom the free spending financier cultivated relationships came to include Mitchell, Mitchell is Pras. So this is where he comes in. Whose solo music career waned after the Fugees broke up in 1997. Mitchell, who reinvented himself as a documentary producer and business entrepreneur, told the jury he was introduced to Lowe at a Manhattan nightclub bash in 2006. Then in 2012, he testified Lowe contacted him for help, knowing that Mitchell was a passionate Obama supporter who had met the president before. Oh, they're going to throw in the President Boo. They're going to throw in President Boo.
Obama said, the fuck higher than
this? This is juicy as fuck. Don, you got to come out here. We got to hang out in the casinos, get people to finance shit.
We should have stayed in the casino a little bit longer that day, Jen.
Right. Lily, next time you come out here, we're going to dress to the nines and go to the casinos.
Yeah.
And ask guys, can we blow on your dice?
That's it. That's going to be our line. That's going to be our pickup line all night.
That's what we're going to do. Go say to it, can we blow on your dice? Oh my God. Lowe, who had seemingly unlimited cash to finance his celebrity obsession,
Right.
wanted a photograph of himself with Obama, and he paid Mitchell $20 million to make a picture with Obama happen. Hold on, let me pause. This is why I want to pause. This is why I want to fucking pause, okay? Because this is what I'm talking about, how people are constantly pushing vote, vote, vote. This man went out, okay, and stole billions of dollars and had a politician in his back pocket, treated Obama like Taylor Swift.
And we talked about this, last week? How
He
important it
treated,
is.
yes, he treated the president of the United States hey, listen, I want to get a picture with you. Here's some money. Come on over here. The man didn't get in the booth to vote. This is crazy. The story's crazy.
Yeah. This is like, and mind you, this is just the information we're aware of, and this is juicy. So imagine what we are not aware of. Like, just imagine the nuances in this story.
I mean, Lily, imagine that phone call. Like, imagine a phone call. Hey, Obama, we got some money for your campaign. This guy wants to get a picture with you. You cool with that? Yeah, cool. How much money? A couple million. Okay, cool. I'll go to take the picture. Like, this is what I mean. Make money so you can have them in your back pocket. I will continue because this is too juicy. Okay. In June 2012, Mitchell said he discussed the matter with millionaire businessman Frank White. We guys remember Frank White from King of New York?
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's not the same guy. Right, because I'm like, Frank White is in this shit too. Who's in this shit? Nino Brown?
Like, what the hell? Frank Lucas? Like, what are we doing here?
What the hell is going on? Shit.
God, leave Al Capone alone.
Yes, Rodville. So was Pras at the mercy of white men? Apparently. So it says, and I continue. A top campaign contribution bundler for Obama's re-election bid, White, Mitchell said he was given to understand that he should buy tickets to fundraising dinners at $40,000 apiece. Wink, wink. Yeah, they're just. That's how you move the money. Hey, these tickets cost $40,000 a piece. Wink, wink.
And like Don Levon said, he said, you'll be surprised how much money gets laundered through film and politics. And the donations is the best way to do it because they're tax write-offs and all that other stuff. And it's just, yeah.
This is fucking juicy. Thank you for the super chat, Adam Hearn. Adam Hearn says, rich Malaysians with the mess. Google Fat Leonard. He had Navy admirals on his payroll. It's about the fucking money. Get away from me talking about votes, man. Okay. So Pras is like, hey, I was innocent. Frank White just told me buy some fucking dinners at $40,000 a piece. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Some chicken plates.
Yeah, I just bought some chicken plates. Why am I here? Why am I in court? I just bought some the Obama chicken plates. That is all I did was buy Obama chicken plates, and now I'm here in court.
I cannot. I will not. This is too good. It's a train wreck. I want to turn away, but I want you to keep reading.
Okay. All told, in 2012, Mitchell tapped the $20 million to buy $865,000 in tickets to Obama events, mostly in other people's names, so-called straw donors, to avoid individual contribution limits, according to prosecutors. In addition, they said Mitchell donated $1.1 million in his own name to an Obama Political Action Committee, also drawing on the funds he had received from the Malaysian money man. So peep the science. So he's buying these Obama chicken plates, but he's making fake names.
Right.
Because you can only donate a certain amount.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised. I bet you someone mentioned nonprofits. I bet you use some nonprofits, shell companies, and all that other stuff too.
Don't get me started on them nonprofits.
And the shell companies is where you want to know what you started going into them shell companies. That's when you start learning how the politicians really make their money and really store their money.
Wait a minute. This episode is turning out a lot more spicy than I thought, Lily. I feel better already.
I told you.
Because, sis, I was like, I still know where your jugulars are. You know,
Exactly.
I know how you can. Anyway, that amounted to roughly $2 million in donations. Mitchell testified that he pocketed the rest of the $20 million because he considered all of the money to be legitimately his. Says here, he thought it was a payment from Lowe for the job of arranging the photo. He was like, oh, I wasn't supposed to keep the 20 mil?
I'm just kidding. What are we doing here?
I thought I was supposed to keep. You said you just wanted a picture with Obama. I bought some chicken plates. I didn't know I had to buy all the chicken plates.
I threw in Michelle for good measure. Damn.
Right?
Did I get a thanks?
I bought some broccoli on the side and everything. What do you want from me? So he literally said he thought the rest of the 20 million was considered payment for Lowe. He said the straw donors were friends of his who bought tickets with money he gave them. But prosecutors argued that the donations were unlawful conduit contributions originating with Lowe, meaning that Mitchell illegally funneled about $2 million from a foreign national, embezzled money in this case, into a U.S. presidential campaign. It directly traces back to Joe Lowe, Mulreen told the jury. Before Lowe gave him the $20 million, Mulreen said Mr. Mitchell did not have sufficient funds in his account to make these contributions. Kenner, the lead defense attorney, scoffed at the government's allegations in his closing argument. Mr. Mitchell did not willfully and deliberately funnel campaign contributions. Kenner said he was trying to make money, a lot of money, by working for Lowe to merely set up a photo opportunity. And you know what? It is not illegal to make money. That is verbatim what the defensive attorney said. I am reading quotes.
Right.
That is what he said.
You ain't
There's
never paid $20 million for a picture before.
Right. Okay. So apparently, what have we learned here today, class? Okay, what we learned is we got to hang out at casinos more often. Okay, ask to blow on dice. Okay, so we can buy a politician. We got to hang around where people are buying $40 chicken plates. Apparently, okay. These movies aren't funded the way we think they're being funded. Now it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It all makes sense.
Don LeBon says you buy a piece of art, a blank canvas with a dot on it, pay $50 million, and you donate it for a tax write-off. You can do that as well.
Smart. Mm-hmm. Oh, Don, don't be self-snitching now. We'll talk after the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No more information, no more advice. Shell company. Get you a shell company.
This is amazing. It's funny because I saw this lady on TikTok the other day saying she gave 3 places where you go meet rich men. You should have seen the comments. Very interesting. Very interesting 3 places. I forgot to send it to you, Lily. Very interesting. Lily's like, send it on over.
I'm gonna go investigate.
It was very interesting. It was places that I never thought of, and I'm gonna send them to you. I ain't gonna give the information out for free.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate.
Pay me $20 million and I'll send you the information. Right. Apparently, that's the going price.
That's the going price.
I can't believe that Pras said, "Oh, I thought the rest of the money was mine. My bad."
Horrible. This is horrible.
And I can't believe that his defense attorney is like, there's nothing wrong with trying to make money. Nothing wrong with that. We're all hardworking people.
This is probably the best story we've got all year.
Ever.
This is really, really good.
Let me continue. There's more.
No.
Wait, there's more. Referring to the object of Lowe's desire, this picture he needed so bad of Obama. Call it a trophy photograph. He was a man with the money and wherewithal to spend any amount of money to get it. This $20 million to him was nothing. Yet to Mitchell, who was transitioning from a recording career to new business ventures, it was incredible because the payment belonged to him and him alone. Kenner told the jury Mitchell used what he believed to be his money to get J-Lo this $20 million photograph. I see what happened. Do you see what happened? Okay, I see what happened now. Actually, Lowe wound up paying twice that much, Mitchell testified. He said he and White, the Obama money bundler, traveled to Las Vegas in late 2012 for a star-studded, multi-million-dollar birthday party Lowe threw for himself. At that point, Lowe still had not gotten his Obama photo.
We still didn't get this photo yet.
He still didn't get the photo. Mitchell said Lowe gave White $20 million to arrange for the picture, bringing the total cost to $40 million. Damn, Obama. I mean, you could have got that picture for free. Just, Obama is always out. He be out in public and shit. You can ask him, Mr. President, excuse me, can I get a picture for free?
You mind?
Right. I was just, excuse me. You got to talk to the security. Excuse me, sir. I was wondering. Okay. Well, I wanted to go to this party. Okay. This reminds me.
This party.
Listen, this reminds me of a hosting gig I had up here, and I didn't know who exactly the owner of the house was, but apparently he was watching everything through cameras, and he had Lamborghinis in the back. Lily, the Lamborghinis were fucking spray painted and painted. Okay. And I'm not talking about art. I'm not talking about, oh, you took a Lamborghini and turned it into a piece of art. Fucking painted like with abandon. And of course, quite curious I was in this mansion in Las Vegas Hills. I was like, what? Why? I was like, why are those Lamborghinis painted? Oh, he does that. Like he paints them every holiday. Like on Valentine's Day, he'll paint hearts on them. On Christmas, he'll throw like a big, and I was like, on Lamborghinis? On Lamborghinis. Nice. Right. So I was like, yeah, Vegas is a strange town. There's money here. There's money in the building, bitches. It's like when the strippers at the strip joint, when they press that button and the lights go off and there's money.
It's a lot of money in Vegas.
Why are you smiling about that, No Saint? What you know about that?
I'm listening.
Okay. So he ended up paying $40 million. He finally got his photo taken with the president at a White House Christmas event. He really could have got that for free.
I was about to say, all you had to do was just get the invite.
Right.
Because you're already connected to the people. So
what's interesting is there's another layer to this. What's interesting is that in other countries outside of our own, they think that our stars, even if they fell off, are bigger than they are. So he was probably looking at Pras like, this is the Fugees. So he must be connected in America. And probably that's why he entrusted him with like, listen, I know you're a big star in America, not knowing that we ain't even checking for Pras no more.
But now that you're putting it that way, because I'm just trying to figure out why he would put $40 million pretty much in Pras's hand for a picture.
Correct.
But this is also really making my...
But Lily, if you have $4.5 billion...
It is nothing.
And you wasted $85 million in 1 year in Vegas. $20 million is like, yeah, give me that picture with the president because I got it like that.
Yeah, that's true.
$85 million in 1 fucking year on hookers, cocaine, and margaritas and cocaine. The reason why I say that is because my favorite honky tonk band out here, that's one of their songs, margaritas and cocaine. And cocaine.
That sounds like a good honky tonk song.
Oh, it's the best. Lily is the fucking best honky tonk song. You can't get me to sit down.
Right. I love going to a good honky tonk.
I'm from the South Bronx, but I love me a honky tonk. Right, Donovan?
I went to a couple of good ones down where George lives at in Jacksonville. One of the best ones I went to.
Well, listen, I'm sorry. When y'all come out here, I'm dragging y'all to the honky tonk. So I hope y'all ready. I got my
cowboy boots ready. I got my cowboy
I had a guy I work with who they went to a union thing out there in Las Vegas, a convention.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if he went to this place that you're talking about. All I know is he rode the bull. And you could hear the girls in the background screaming. He's a good-looking guy, And he pulled his hamstring. I don't know if he pulled his hamstring.
That's interesting because I worked at Expo, and the guy I was working for was in the real estate, but he had his thing set up with the mechanical bull. And I posted a video of me on the mechanical bull on Instagram. And one of the ladies that got on it, because you get like a little gift thing, blah, blah, and then they're like, ride the bull, ride the bull. And he didn't know how to work the bull. And this thing spun so fast. It looked like a cartoon. And I didn't want to laugh. It was really bad. And she got thrown off. And no, insult to injury. She gets thrown off on all fours on the bouncy thing. And then the thing swings and busts her in the head and throws her back. So we're in between running to see if she's dead and holding laughter.
Right. Because this is bad.
And we were like, do you need an ambulance? Are you good? So I think it was lucky for her. She was a little pit bull. Like she was built, you know what I mean? Little stocky, short. But had she been my weight, her head would have came clear off.
Oh my God.
Clear off. It was bad. So then they, security came over to the, to our exhibit, and they were like, shut it off, it's done. So all that money he paid to have that fucking bull in there, down the drain, because they was like, it's off, you're done. Do
we know if he got sued afterwards? Because that's even more money.
He didn't, but we were at the bar after, and we were all standing there. He was watching the chick because she came on over, and he was like, look, that's the lady that got hit with the thing. So we all looked, and we was like, oh shit, that is her. And he was like, let me go over there, see what they talking about. Cause she said she was okay. So I'm making sure that she don't. And I was like, yeah, go over there, butter her up. Good. Go over there, chocolate. Do what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, chocolate.
Yeah.
We need you.
Right. Listen. So back to the parties that we should have been at, Lily says here, by 2017, Lowe was under investigation in the United States and elsewhere for alleged involvement in looting Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund known as 1MDB. And he again turned to Mitchell for help. Wow, Pras was he really thought Pras was that guy. Like Pras was 50 Cent. Like he caught a dud. You were paying a dud.
On the less nefarious side, that's crazy, and that's very plausible and very crazy. And then on the more nefarious side, just as crazy, just as plausible. Like this is crazy all the way you look at it. There's just not. This is crazy.
He should have spoke to us. We would have been like, Pras ain't the man. You need 50 Cent,
right?
You need 50 Cent. So, well, he turned to Mitchell again for help, according to prosecutors. Businesswoman Nikki Molly Lum Davis.
Okay, she's got a lot going on.
An acquaintance of Mitchell's introduces him to an associate of hers, Elliot Brody, a top Republican.
You got too many names for me to trust you.
Right. A top Republican fundraiser with close ties to the Trump administration. A prosecutor described Brody as the fixer.
Hold up now. So now this is getting even good. So now we got the Democrats and the Republicans in the mix.
We do.
Oh, this is getting better. Go on. Keep it going.
The fixer, whom Lowe, the Malaysian billionaire now, secretly hired to get him out of legal trouble. Brody testified after meeting with Lowe in Thailand. He tried in vain to sway various administration officials into believing it would harm U.S.-Malaysia relations for the Justice Department to continue its 1MDB-related investigations. In a deal brokered by Mitchell, Brody said Lowe agreed to pay him $50 million or $75 million, depending on how quickly he was able to quash the probes. 50 or 75 million, your choice. I want to be in these rooms.
I do. Like they exist.
I need to be in these rooms.
They exist. Yeah.
He said even asked Trump to join then Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak for a round of golf. And Trump agreed. Brody said this would have been a chance for Razak, who has since been imprisoned in Malaysia for his role in the 1MDB embezzlement, to downplay the significance of the scandal. But White House officials stopped the golf outing from happening. Brody testified. Any words, or shall I continue? This is fun. This is so detailed. This is amazing. Like I want to watch the miniseries.
Me too. I'm literally going to I'm really going to get because Sloan, the guy I sent you yesterday,
yes,
he really gets it on the nose. Like And he wrote this thing in his community tab today, like, hey, what story you guys want me to do next? I'm going to his community tab right after the show. Sloan, go look through this Pras story. I want you to dig, because this is juicy, like real juicy.
And you know, a lot of shit goes down in them golf games. That shit don't be nothing about no fucking golf.
Hello. It's other stuff that you and I, we're that's what I'm saying. We're reading between the lines here.
Right.
Golf and tax donations and a picture.
Right.
2 U.S. presidents, a Malaysian. Like, come on. Like,
A Hollywood heartthrob. They better make this movie. They bets to make this movie. As the illegal lobbying effort evolved, Brody told the jury he met again with Lowe, this time in China. Along with Mitchell Davis and a top Chinese domestic security official. Brody said Lowe seemed to think that Chinese authorities could help him with his legal problems. In return, the security official wanted Brody to use his influence in the Trump administration to secure the extradition of a wealthy Chinese national, Guo Wengi, an outspoken critic of China's government who was living in New York under a temporary visa. He was probably in the Bronx too. Brody said the official promised that if Guo was deported, China would release detained U.S. citizens and possibly enter in a new cooperation agreement with the United States. But back in Washington, Brody failed in his intense lobbying campaign to have Guo extradited. Davis eventually pleaded guilty to conspiring to violate the Foreign Agents Registration Act, or FARA. After Brody pleaded guilty to the same offense, Trump pardoned him. As for Mitchell, aka Pras, he got tens of millions of dollars from Lowe for his lobbying efforts, according to prosecutors who said his total take dating to 2012 exceeded $100 million. Mitchell, aka Pras, testified that he did not know it was illegal to lobby for foreign nationals without registering with the U.S. government. Had not a clue. Kenner argued that because his client was not willful and not deliberate in violating the law, he should be acquitted. The government's case under FARA is a house of cards, he told the jury.
It is a house of cards.
But Mulrin said the former rap star conspired to sell out our democracy, he did. I just picture him with the white wigs from back in the days with the ruffle shirts.
Yeah.
Okay. For a pilfered foreign fortune, he was greedy. The prosecutor said he wanted money and he got it. I rest my case. Order in the court. That was the end of the article. Order in the court. Let's dissect.
There's so much there.
Shit.
And based off of what they said, reading between the lines, there is way more there. And I'm just like blown away with the list of characters.
Fuck.
I mean, this is an excellent cast.
This is absolutely. I was going to say this is what I call a heavyweight cast, all heavyweight cast, where it's like everybody in the movie is a star, like Ocean's 11 or some shit like that, or Usual Suspects. This is amazing. You can't write better than this. This is fucking amazing. I see Don Lemon now running to Chat GPT. Chat GPT, I need a script. This is amazing. Hit that like and subscribe. Don't just be lurking me. This is. But it goes to show, like, listen, there are lessons here también. Okay, it's illegal. But this goes to show, get to them golf games.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen. But you have to know somebody to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got
to know somebody.
And you got to be fine, too. Fine gets you in a lot of doors. Fine gets you in. And fine, intelligent, well-spoken, able to have a good conversation can get you in a lot of rooms. Hello, Mr. President. How are you? I love that last campaign. Gets you in a lot of rooms. And people wonder why I'm working out 3 times a day. Listen. I need access.
I need it. It's my money and I want it now.
I need access, damn it. Shit.
And this is the thing too about illegal, okay?
Uh-huh.
It's only illegal if you're not the government or not involved with the government. That's the only time it's illegal. Because literally everything that's illegal, they do. Like,
correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, the IRS is a Ponzi scheme. Like, I hope you know that, right? Like, it's just like so many things that it's like, no, we get to do it. You can't do it.
Right.
Unless you're in bed with us. And
but that's even like, and this is way left of center, but that's even like the military is like, you can't kill nobody over here, but we could send you out there and you could kill 500 motherfuckers if you can. Right. Kill 501 if you can. But if you come over here and someone pissed you off and you put a bullet in their mouth, we got to lock you up. Right. Same shit. My brother was telling me about when he went to Iraq. And he was telling me, like, he was like, so why are we doing this again? Like, he was saying, like, he would get orders to do certain things. He's like, so why are we dragging this man out of his house and putting him in jail again? Like, he's like, it just didn't make no sense. But he was just like, they were orders. But, you know, that's how it is. So, yeah, the lesson is the only time it's illegal is when you're not in bed with the government. So get in bed with the government. That's the biggest lesson. But... But even then, Lily, what'd you say?
just get in bed with the government. That's it. Just
you said get rid of the government?
Get in bed. Well, you know, that's how I feel anyway. On a good day. I mean, on a
thoughts
good
and
day.
Opinions on the block with Jenna, not necessarily the opinions.
But since it's here, since we got it just in this day, since they're here, just go ahead and get in bed with them because that's your best way of protection. But even then, you're not fully protected, especially if you don't have the complexion for the protection.
Well,
just saying.
I'm not sure. Like, I was listening and I'm piecing it together now that there was someone in Malaysia, and I don't know, was he who was the politician? It was a politician in Malaysia, and he was trying to get access and influence in the White House.
Is he a politician though?
I think he was a politician. If I'm not mistaken.
Let me make sure.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure really quickly who this guy is who's on the run now. Pras Michel after deliberating in court. Mitchell, blah, blah, from one of the world's biggest financial scams, the 50-year-old. Okay, it says here, they're calling him a financier.
Okay. So
his name is Low Tech Joe.
So obviously he wants to get.
Haran, you missed this. Haran, this was so fucking juicy, Haran.
He wants to get influence, and he's using this ex artist.
A dud. Yes.
To try to get close to the White House. So yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's great, but no, I understand the rules. I mean, I do understand the rules because I take a class every year explaining to me what if I have to report things. Like if I'm going out overseas, I got to report all kinds of stuff because they want to make sure, even though when you have a certain clearance, right? You have a certain clearance. They want to make sure. Listen, it's scrutiny, and it's kind of crazy because I'm like, what am I gonna sell? I mean, that's how I feel. Like, what am I gonna sell? But I have a secret clearance. Some people get top secret clearance, like the guy that was putting all the stuff on Discord, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mother's had top secret clearance, but she retired.
Yeah. And you're supposed to disclose stuff like that when you meet with a foreign national, but I don't know. It's kind of weird to me that he went to this entertainer to try to get close into politics. I don't understand what he thought this entertainer could do for him. That's what I
feel like there's a lot missing out of the story.
Wait, didn't they say where these people met? Didn't they?
Yeah, they met in 2006 or 2007 at a party. Was it a party? Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me. I think it's because that's a great question. But I think it's because if they're at this party again, you'd be surprised how ignorant people are from other countries. Like artists that are washed up here are making millions overseas, and that's why they go overseas. Like they pay Tony. They
David Hasselhoff, he was.
yes,
Oh,
like
they love
don't-
David Hasselhoff. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like Tony Braxton gets $1 million fucking dollars to sing a song that's 30 years old, a song that
Waka
we would be.
Flocka.
Yeah, like a song that we would be like, I'm not fucking buying tickets to hear Tony say that shit.
Right.
But they sit in their little Arab, you know what I mean, shit and be like, again, who was it that said that? Fuck the game. The game said that somewhere in the Middle East, some god king over there wanted him to go over there and perform a song. And they was like, what was that like? He was like, yo, he just kept wanting me to perform the same song. He kept telling me again.
Yes.
It's like
gave
he's a
him
record. He's
right.
Like he'll hit repeat. But he's got the live
Like he's a
guy.
record.
He's got the live repeat.
Right. I want to have that type of money where I'm, you know what I mean? Somebody's performing for me and I'm like, again.
It's so deep right there. It's like you got Mariah in front of you, and it's just like again.
Yeah, Mariah does it. Jennifer Lopez does it. Tony Braxton does it. You know what I mean? A lot of people that we don't even know, these guys that are flexing money on the gram, and you're like, wait a minute, you haven't dropped a song. And like, you're a cornball here. Where's all this money coming from? No different than the Instagram models who, if you notice, every picture they have is in a fucking hotel suite. I'm like, bitch, you don't have a job. Why are you always in a hotel suite?
Always.
Again.
So when he said that, I could just picture these Middle Eastern men all rich and shit with their fuck
just
sitting
think
on their...
about, like there are when you have that much money, which I wish I knew how it felt. I wish I could say this is from experience.
Mm-hmm.
But like there are rich people, wealthy people that, I'm gonna hire, I don't know, the Aerosmith to come perform at my birthday party.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or even someone more later than Aerosmith. Somebody, I'm just saying.
What, Creed?
I want Motley Crue. I want Motley Crue at my fucking party.
I mean, it's just like, or Metallica or whoever, whoever, whatever, even someone who has a hit today that, that's started, more of a later version, and it's just like, wow, like that's money, that's just money you're paying for, or a private, who was it? Who did a private show? It happens in New York all the time where it's like, 50 people at I don't know, at Paul McCartney or something like that. See,
but I totally get it, because I say the same thing. I was like, shit, don't get me money because I'm gonna do stupid shit, and I'm not gonna go. I give a fuck about a Louis Vuitton bag, but I would do crazy shit like that, like get, you know what I mean? The guys that sing "Don't Disturb This Groove" to wake me up Saturday morning.
Right. Just weird shit. Yeah.
As I'm making my bacon. Like, I would do shit like that. Like, that's how I would spend my money, on experiences, on being close to things that I grew up with and things like that. Like, I wouldn't, Louis Vuitton, what the fuck for?
Yeah, I'm with you.
And the thing is, Jen, we have been around a form of money, not to this level, but we've seen people do like, like last year I was invited to a dinner. And I'm at the dinner. It was some type of gala or whatever. And I'm sitting there, and it was a cute dinner. And I'm like, oh, the food is so good. And blah, 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 And they were like, and we want to thank everyone for your $5,000 donation for your plate. And I'm looking like, who the fuck paid for my plate? They ain't gonna put a bill. Like,
oh, them plates be something at those fundraisers. I've been to a couple out here. Okay, them plates be something at those fundraisers, and the auctions. When you walk in,
yes, it was. There was an auction too. Yep.
It had, like, when you walk in, there's the auction, and then the dinner, the 4 or 5 course meals, and the entertainment, and the celebrities. And when I went to, Steve Aoki was, doing his thing, getting awards. They're always giving out these awards.
That's what it was. My client was getting an award. Yeah, that's what it was.
All these awards that are getting
awards.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting these awards with these $10,000 chicken plates.
And listen, I'm just sitting there like this. I don't know who getting an award for what. I'm just like, this food good.
I mean, listen. I mean, it's fun to dress up. You know
It
what I
is.
mean?
And I was dressed to the
And rub the
nines.
elbows. with
Oh
the
yes.
people.
And as soon as I walked in, I think I told you the Beyonce stylist, Beyonce and Billy Porter stylist was the first person there when I walked in. And he was like, oh, that outfit. I said, okay, yeah. See this, that's it. I got my $5,000 worth, whatever. Like I got my night's worth. I'm good. Thank you very much. But yeah.
Yeah, man. That's a. Tell Levon, thank you for the super chat. Somebody loves me.
Yeah, I would have a zoo.
That's the
That would be
first.
my thing. I would have a zoo.
That's the
Yeah.
first time I saw a picture of Don Levon that it's like, oh, all right.
Do you see the YouTube bae's face? Do you see this face? Do you see this face? Don Levon, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, Don Levon. Stop playing with me. Don Levon about to get kidnapped. He gonna be in my chat while he's tied up in the back room talking about help me, y'all.
Okay.
Be like, ignore him. That's Don Levon. You know he always play like that. Don's always play. He always playing in the chat.
Call 911.
Right. But no, but like I can't. I'm a little taken aback. $4.5 billion. I'm a little taken aback that, you know what I mean? When they talk about how much money comes into Vegas every month in the billions, right? And this guy spent $85 million. I mean, when he walked in rooms, bitches bent over, had to be. Men were rolling out the red carpet. 85 Vegas must have treated him like a fucking king. He spent $85 million in 1 year in Las Vegas in 1 year.
So this is the guy from Malaysia spent.
Yes.
So how did, other than the 40 million for pictures, how did the what's his name?
Pras Michel.
How much did he embezzle?
It looks like, well, okay, we were stopped at 40, right? But then he gave him some more money.
Well, it was 20 million at first.
Then
right?
40, then the 75.
Then the 40. And then he was telling someone that he can get them either 75 to $85 million or something else. 50 to $75 million.
And so what, other than the pictures, what was this? This guy wanted access. And he didn't get access? Is that what was going on?
See, here's the thing. He gave him that money allegedly for the photos. And Pras said, okay. So what Pras did was, well, I could get close to Obama by buying some chicken plates. I don't got to give Obama $20 million for a picture. So I'm going to keep the money, right? And I'm going to give a couple of my friends. That's like, somebody gives me $20 million. I put $50,000 in Lily's name to buy a plate. I put $50,000 in your name to buy a plate. And I'm like, shit, that idiot in Thailand don't gotta know. It didn't cost me more than $100,000. I thought this money was mine. I thought you was just like, so that's what his lawyer is arguing with. He thought the rest of the money was his because he got, you know what I mean? He was already working on the picture deal.
And he got his picture.
He did get his picture.
What are we here for?
Now, see, what he should have done was say, listen, it only cost me $20 million. Here's $20 million back. there's... That's crazy. Yeah.
But it goes to show, because I have some friends who have friends that I've heard like, oh, I'm going to Dubai to see about an investor for this film. I'm like, are you now? All the way out in Dubai, huh?
In Dubai, okay. All right.
I ain't saying that. That's to show you, just like when the money's rolling in, you might know that money's probably not, it might not be clean, but it's not dirty to you. You know what I mean? Like, right. They're buying something, so you're like, I don't want to ask. I'm not asking any questions.
Well, that's what DiCaprio testified. He was like, hey, I thought he was a fan. I thought we were just...
But for them to put Pras on the stand with all these long name charges that we don't even know, we've never even heard of these type of charges that's carrying this much time, it's running deeper. I'm telling you, the feds is not.
Out. Yeah, I hope we'll find out. Maybe we won't. We might not find out.
I'm calling Sloan as soon as we get out of here. We're gonna find out about this.
Mean, if the guy stole $4.5 billion, he probably right now has a new face. He probably made himself taller with that leg surgery.
The leg surgery.
Yeah, he probably looks completely different. I mean, if you're gonna run and you're able to steal $4.5 billion, you'd be a complete dick not to change your whole.
Who is okay? I gotta ask, who's the guy with the 4.5 billion?
The guy from
Malaysia, right?
The financier.
Yeah.
And
he stole the money. He stole the money from the Malaysian government.
Oh. Okay.
He stole that money. So now that he's worth billions of dollars, now he's the bigwig in Vegas with the hookers and the margaritas and cocaine.
Now it's making more sense.
And then he met Pras at the party because now he's rubbing elbows with celebrities. And here is the guy from the Fugees.
Oh, what's that? Can you spell that charge? Was it with a T? The long name charge?
Or tangentially? Yeah. Tangentially? That's not the charge. That's just
the charge. They just use the big word.
Yeah.
See that, but still, that sounds like he's in trouble. Cause
no, he's in trouble for sure.
Yeah, if you make me spell a word that long,
it just means in a way that relates to another matter.
Yeah,
tangential.
Because when you were saying he spent $85 million in Vegas,
right?
When money comes for free, people
easy come, easy go.
Yep.
Like yeah,
easy come, easy go.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. 20 million to him to throw at the Fugees guy. It's probably nothing.
When you steal it.
Right, when you steal it, it's absolutely nothing because I'll tell you this. The cheapest men I've ever met with the millionaires.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep. I talked about the guy with the coupons, right? The coupon guy I dated. Yeah, he was a multimillionaire. This man was not going nowhere he didn't have a coupon for.
Horrible. Horrible. I'm just like, well, that defeats the purpose. See you later.
Exactly. He owned multiple beautiful homes. And even with how he decorated the homes, everything was discounted. But they were beautiful. But he was not going to just go out and buy something just because he could. He was going to research a fucking chair down to the lowest common denominator before.
And that's why it would make such a great film, because we would get to see this man steal this $4.5 billion and go crazy in Vegas. So I'm going to keep my eye on castings because I know they're going to be casting over here. And I could be the girl that walks by in slow motion at the casino.
Yeah. Yeah. No, me and you both. I'm like,
blowing on the dice.
I'm like, I know you need a trophy tranny.
I slow mo. Okay, I got the slow mo ready. Oh my good, $85 million in a year.
And that was just that because this was billions that they took
on private jets, on the Playboy models, on the casinos, on the gambling, on the liquor. They said, how much for liquor? Shit.
And the politicians.
Good evening, being a Bennett. He said, Donovan said 85 million won't be missed. Asian billionaires.
Yeah, they stay stealing money because what was it? China where like there's shit. Even here, there's like $1 trillion missing. They don't know what happened to it. Yeah, right. Like, isn't it no saying there's like $1 trillion missing? Nobody know where to.
As far as what, just
government wise, it's. I got to look that up again. This was you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not sure. No.
Okay, I'll bring it back to the block. But it's like $1 trillion missing, and they don't know it just magically disappeared.
So that means that Pras was, living like a fat rat for a while.
I'm serious. This really makes me
nobody was the wise. Nobody knew. They just saw Pras pulling up in that Lambo, and it's like, oh shit, Pras must have good royalties off that Fuji shit.
No one questioned that. Like no one questioned how Pras is pulling up in a Wraith.
This whole. You're seeing more and more of this type of thing, especially, and that's why, listen, the other day you had on the talent show, I spend a lot of time in a lot of different spaces, and there are people, and these are, so you had a person on here the other day, and he was talking about cryptocurrency and CMOS and all this stuff. That's a grift. All that's a grift.
So you think crypto is fake? Crypto and Bitcoin and all of that? You think it's bullshit?
It's a pyramid scheme for sure. Listen, there's a few of them out there that are still kind of holding their value. Like, you got the original Bitcoin. But all it is, it doesn't. None of it has produced anything. All it is people are putting into Bitcoin in hopes of making a return on their money, but it's really not
true.
But
do you know how a
but
banking
I'm telling
system
you,
works?
there's listen, I lost money in crypto. I'm gonna let you know right now. Not a lot. We had a guy at work who got into early. He talked to somebody, got in early, right? He was up to $600,000 on a couple of $1,000 investment. And I kept on saying, because I'd already got kind of like I'd talked to people that invested, because there's so many out there, and then they'll pay some influencers to promote it, and then they'll pay a little bit of money to put a sign in Times Square, and so he didn't cash out, and then it was down. It crashed, right? It ended up crashing, and it was down to like, I don't know. He had like 40,000, which is still a lot. So then he took that 40,000 out, and he put it into another crypto that was what was called a honeypot. Which means he put it in there and it disappeared. So there's so many
pump and dump schemes,
and with no regulation. And it's just people putting in to try to make money. Bitcoin, everybody says, well, maybe Bitcoin will last. But
I just realized what I fucking did, guys.
What happened?
This is why. Oh, I'm so fucking pissed. This is why New Diamond said I thought it was Saturday. Look at the fucking caption. It says Block Talent Battle.
I saw it too.
Round 3.
Oh.
I came in on the wrong fucking stream. I'm so fucking pissed. I was off today. This is what happens when you let motherfuckers take you off your square. I didn't even realize. No wonder.
Can we change it later?
Definitely. We could definitely change it later. Definitely. Because I'm like Block Talent, but wait, the fuck? What day is this? Oh my God. I can't believe I did that shit. Fuck.
But go on to no saying, because you're making a really good point, because I have a point to make after that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's all I'm saying is that. So I'm kind of, it threw me off a little bit on what I was talking about. But no, I want to say it is that. So I see that all the time, and so people are coming in, they're trying, and everybody's got to hustle, But I mean, to me,
but you have to do your own research.
Yeah,
though. And that's why
I hear the own research. The problem I have with your own research is usually own research is people Googling stuff, right? But there are real research people out there that actually have like double-blind studies, concrete evidence, and so I think it has an element of danger to it when you come in saying that, snake oil sales. Basically, a lot of it's snake oil. If people, So anyway, I'll let you go, Lily, because I know you might have a different opinion.
I mean, I agree with you to a certain point, right?
Yeah.
Because that's very true. Everything you're saying is 100% true. That's the same thing as our banking system. Our banking system is illusion. It's not even real money. Like when you put in $100, then they're allowed to create more money, and they're only required to give you back 10% of your money, right? And hence why a lot of people are having, like, people who have lots and lots of money are having a hard time getting their money out of the bank now, because we don't read the fine print. We don't do our own research to say that, hey, when you give out your money to us, it's our money. 90% of it is our money, because we're going to invest in investments. Investments, that is one of the biggest schemes in the world, or in the country, because if you put it under the guise of investment, you could just say, oops, didn't work out.
No, I know what you're saying too. You make some good points. The only difference is people, like most of us, it's a game. No, I get totally what you're saying. There is some more accountability, I think, with the banking system. In other words, I doubt I'll have enough money to say that, if the bank collapses, I'm not going to get it back in insurance, some kind of insurance. But now, how much is the money going to be worth at that time? Who knows, No, I get what you're saying, but the crypto space is
it was the wild west.
It's the Wild West.
But see, common sense would have told you, if you got 100 million cryptos out there, it's like, Haran just said, it's too volatile. That makes it volatile, right? When you have those many, it's nowhere in the world. And so that's why the number one rule in investing is do not invest anything that you can't lose. So what that looks like is, I was going to buy a pair of shoes today, but instead of buying a pair of shoes, I'm going to make an investment. I'm going to make an investment that if I lose, hey, I lost, right? As opposed to like, ooh, everyone looks like they're making a lot of money in this new crypto because Elon Musk said so. And so I'm going to put my rent money in because I want to get, because the YouTubers are saying all this good stuff. So that's what happens. People get greedy.
You're right. No, that's 100% correct. Like, and after a while you realize, because you start to, especially once you've done it, and then you see the next wave of people coming in saying the exact same spiel, and usually they have somebody making videos. They're the creator of whatever company this is, and then somebody else bites on it, and you're trying to tell them, hey, I've seen this before, but like you say, you get greedy, and then you'll see it jump. Like I put like $1,000 in. It jumped to like 4,000, and then all of a sudden, like a few days later, it started dropping, and then eventually it just never recovered. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, you say, well, shoot, the guy I work with had $600,000. If I just get if I get 10,000, I'm cashing out. Well, he was lucky, but then unlucky because he didn't cash out because he got greedy.
Yeah.
Because there were people he worked with that were quit their jobs because they made millions off of it. So the very initial people that get in that probably
always like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, Haran?
What's up? What's going on? I just want to hit y'all with a little something while we were talking about tech. Look, I've seen the same tech grift go on repeat since the .com bust.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's this is coming from a guy who's been working in this shit for 20 years. They get everybody every single time. The same people who claim to be woke they know about what's going on with the government and be like, because it's so incredible because y'all very meticulous about getting that shot, but you motherfuckers get got by tech every fucking 5 minutes.
They do.
You know what I mean? Now let me explain what happens. Okay, let's take an example. On the block with Jen. Right now, we can say, all right, it's this concept. That's all it is. It's this concept. Now, we need some investors.
I need water.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, now, based on the number of subscribers, we can base okay, it's valued at this amount because there's this number of subscribers involved. Mm-hmm. It's valued at this amount. Now, keep in mind, this is the same shit. Now, tomorrow, if we do a quick pump and dump, if I fudge some numbers, call some fucking, some pump and dump plants, out in Indonesia and shit like that, and make this shit go to I don't know, 100,000 or 300,000. Fuck it. Let's just say 1 million.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In the next 1 or 2 years. Then we can say to investors, this is valued at $20 million. Based on our research.
Let me just interject. Whoever invests in me is going to get paid, bitch. Okay?
Now,
I just want to say that. I want to say that shit.
Okay. Now, by just having these numbers, you know what I mean? Now, by having these numbers, and we say it's valued at $20 million, most people, a lot of investors aren't. A lot of investors don't do their fucking homework.
Right, they just hear
so that. When people hear valued, they think, oh, it's worth $20 million.
Right.
No. I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. Yeah.
I didn't say that. So it's valued at $20 million. It could be valued at $10 tomorrow. I don't know. It depends on where this fucking goes. So when people saw that with crypto, and you know what the main thing that made crypto, the concept of crypto go through the roof? Oh, the evil government is trying to keep you from having crypto and blah, blah, blah. They don't want you to be rich and yada, yada. And that shit was shooting the fucking value up. It was shooting the value up. Be like, oh, all that conspiracy shit, it was shooting the value up. And by the time it reached a certain point, motherfuckers pulled the plug, took the money that was already there and bounced. And a whole bunch of people lost hundreds and thousands of fucking real dollars.
Where'd that money go? Where'd that money go?
Oh, in the pockets of maybe that guy in Malaysia. That guy who maybe
if you do it under the guise of an investment, all you gotta say didn't work out. Because I was watching I think I told you Dane from Shark Tank, and they were saying like they asked him, "Have you lost out?" He said, "I've had my gains, I've had my losses." And they was like, "Well, what do you do when you lose?" He was like, "It's an investment. That's how it
That's
works."
all it is. That's how it is.
Works.
And look, if I gave if I gave $1,000 to No Saint, and he was and he had a magic bean company, no matter how preposterous the idea is, I still gave the motherfucker $1,000.
It's on you.
Just on you. You gave that man money. You was an idiot for
Like,
believing in that shit.
I was sitting back doing the pandemic, watching people. I was like, "Oh, they are getting taken left."
Oh,
and right.
I knew these motherfuckers were gonna get taken. They was gonna get got.
Because they knew this is the thing, and it wasn't just that. To y'all, did y'all have friends calling you talking about that pyramid scheme of the Asusu? People was like, this is what they do in Nigeria. They oh my God. And all of a sudden, like, I'm petty though. I'm petty. When everybody stopped talking about it, I was calling, "Hey girl, what happened to that thing you was telling me about? Whatever happened?"
Now this might sound.
Girl, let me call you back.
This might sound racist as fuck, but if you think there's a grift involved,
where's the bell?
This might sound racist as shit, but if you think a grift is involved, most likely a Chinaman or a Nigerian is around. I'm just saying.
Opinions and statements on the Black Agenda are not necessarily the opinions and statements.
Remember that we all saw I think it was YouTube and everything. The guy was like, "Oh, I love driving my Porsche in the Hollywood Hills. You know what I like more? Knowledge." Remember that guy? Remember that?
I remember that guy. I remember that guy.
He was a grifter. He was everybody's selling how to become rich, and they're becoming rich on selling books on how to become rich. It's the same motivational speak. Amway, in a certain sense, is the same thing. You bring the one guy out that was probably connected to a bunch of rich people anyway. But you bring him out. Oh, look, I made millions of dollars, and everybody thinks they can do it, and almost nobody can do it.
It's the crazy shit. It's the courses that teach people how to sell courses. Yeah. That's usually the shit that I love.
Those are the best.
Buy my course so you can learn how to sell this course.
Those are the best. You know what else? The other ones I like is the back, like, they was, I don't know if people still are crazy enough to do this or buy this, when they was selling people books on how to grow your business on Instagram. I'm like, by the time the book gets published, the algorithm and everything changes. Like, what are you doing? Are y'all really buying this book? Like, let me
when you look, man, you got a real situation on your hands if you spend your own money, put up your own, and invest your own in, and you reach to a certain point where you can't keep a motherfucker from getting off your fucking line, and you wondering how motherfuckers even found you. Like, don't get me wrong. If people with money want to find you and invest in you, they will fucking find you. They ain't gonna have to ask nobody for shit. And the point of the matter is that usually when you're in that kind of situation, you're really dealing with something that can really get off the ground, because making $1 million is hard, baby. And this motherfucking in America, the first million they said is always your hardest. You know what I mean? Is always the most difficult because you're going through the growing pains and so on and so forth. But really, because there's so much involved. And not only the creation of the idea, there's the marketing and advertising of the idea. There's the accumulation of the customers, the maintenance of the customers, and so on. And but once you start getting people, investing and putting up some real money, not some crypto shit, then yeah, when an investor says like, "Yo, I said it in crypto," run.
Run, man. And they find that. A lot of these multi-level marketing ploys, crypto ploys, they all use the same tactics as religion uses. They're like,
yes.
Oh my God, you took the words right out of my mouth, because I was going to ask, are they using the same business model?
Of course.
Yes. And they
of course,
get away all the negative people in your life that are telling you, you need to get them out of your life. So it's how they separate religions, especially cultish religions, will separate you from your family. They don't know the truth. You got to keep positive people, only people. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, their first goal, people like that, their first goal is to keep people like me, Jen, and Lily out of their fucking lives. People that'll be like, that's a dumbass fucking idea. What the fuck you spending that kind of money for? Stay away from those people. They're trying to ruin your energy. Like, no, we
Yes.
just trying to keep you from actually blowing up your life. But
I think Scientology mixed those two things very, very well.
yes, brilliantly, actually.
Yes, very. I mean, come on, they got the NOI involved, so you already know.
These motherfuckers took a science fiction writer, a science fiction writer.
Right.
L. Ron Hubbard is a science fiction writer and made a whole religion and had motherfuckers who believed in Allah and their shit from like millions and millions of years
And the
ago.
white man was the devil, and the white man's the devil.
They're like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Sound like you motherfuckers need to learn how to do some devilish shit because you keep getting got by the same goddamn trick. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. There's a certain. I think that when it comes to money, especially people who don't necessarily come from money, a lot of times people are just so drawn into the idea of just obtaining the life that they've always wanted to obtain. Logic just goes out of the window.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, because they realize, most people start realizing that I've done everything that I was supposed to do, and I'm not going to get the lifestyle that this other person is getting over here. You know, they look at what everybody else has got, and you're constantly on Instagram. Even before it was, TV. You're seeing like, damn, man, look at this. Why,
most of us aren't broke. You know that, right? Most of us aren't nearly as broke as we think we are. Look, I saw somebody ask something on the net today. They said, "Do you think that $1,000 a week, gross?" I think it was gross or net, either one. But we'll just deal with gross right now. Do you think $1,000 a week is enough to live off of? Now, a number of people was like, hell no, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But when you kind of think about it, actually it is. See, the problem is that most of us, myself included, most of us, we don't understand, or we don't want to come to terms with what we need in reference to what we want.
For sure. I was about to
you know what I mean? Now, I need to have a place to live.
Right.
I need to have food on my table. I want to be surrounded by big booty, light skinned chicks and throw money at them whenever I fucking feel like it.
Well, let's talk. Anyway, let's talk about things that we want in the sense of you don't need 555 channels of cable.
Okay, that's true. You don't. Yeah. That. I don't need that. I was getting to that.
Right.
I don't need 55. Channels of cable. I don't necessarily need. I don't necessarily need a $3,000 MacBook. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily need that. I want that. There's a lot of things that I don't necessarily need, but I want it. So when you want things as a human being, it's just human nature to justify why you need to have those things in your life. Right. You know what I mean? But if we took, I will calculate that if we all took like maybe 2 years to just concentrate on our needs and not so much of our wants, we could probably really change so much, so much in our lives just within that 2 year span.
I actually did that, and you're right, I did. I literally did exactly what you said, because I was just like, I have a goal that I need to make, right? And what would it hurt for me to just go on my needs for just a year, right? And honestly, that's how I moved here to New York. And I left everything behind. I came up here with my savings, and y'all know what happened after that. So yeah.
And then I hate that. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm super frugal. Like, super.
You are?
Oh my God.
Me and Jim found that we're the same type of frugal. Like, we're just like same type of frugal.
I look expensive, but I don't like talking about it because, unfortunately, we said this before, men are problem solvers. Right. So if I'm a little brat and I'm like, then men will react. But every time I'm in a relationship, I'm just very like, I'm frugal. I'm checking receipts. I'm at the supermarket watching everything that fucking rings up. Like, bitch, that's at $2.99. Where'd you get $3.99 from? I'm that person. I'm like a fucking crazy old lady. Do not tack on one more fucking dollar than I have to spend. I'm super, super frugal. I'm not a
I'm a
label whore.
mathematician.
I don't give a damn about designer labels. I don't have to wear something because everybody else is wearing it. I am not fucking cattle. But what I don't like is like, you know, sometimes you want to get a certain phone or a certain laptop, like you said, a MacBook or whatever, but then there's industry standard, right? And if you're in a certain industry, they want to know that you have a Mac and an iPhone because that's how we send files to each other. What do you mean? You have an Android? I have an iPhone. Everybody in the business has an iPhone. So there's certain things that you don't even want to get. That's industry standard. You have to have the final draft 11. Until you don't have the 11, have the 10. But the 12 is on its way in. And I'm like, fuck, now I got to get final draft fucking 12 because everybody's getting fighted in. Final draft 13. And I'm like, you know, and I hate being forced to do shit, but we're in the business that we're in, you know, we have to do what they do, whether we like it or not. But no, I'm super frugal. I'm fucking anal. Like, don't fuck. I'm cynical about spending my money, and if I can get it at a lower cost. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a difference between
cheap and frugal. Two different
cheap
things.
And frugal, right? I'm not just gonna buy some nasty tasting water because it's 50 cents less than the fucking, you know what I mean, Essentia. Now, I'm not gonna do that.
I just
do you both date frugal men?
No. But this is the thing.
I don't like frugal men because I feel like this is why.
I'm sure.
I hear you.
No, this is why. But check out. But here's the silver lining.
There's a balance there.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna say. Here's the silver lining. I want a man that's like whatever you want, girl. Yep. You know I can provide. I want a man because I am the fucking protector of the house. I'm the queen. Exactly. It's just like chess. It is just like chess. The queen protects the king. Now, once we get together and we're in sync, I will be the first one to say, "Baby, don't pay that bitch $500. We could get that shit for $250." No.
You know what? Let me just
woman.
You know what? Let me just say something on that. Let me tell you something. My ex was the frugal one, and it was understood in the relationship that I was just like, if I see some nice shit, I want it. Like, you know what I mean? You know, I see a nice suit or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I want that shit on. Call my tailor up, be like, hey man, I'm bringing it through, yada yada. That. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I want that watch. Yo, I love that shit. Blah blah blah. Because I'm heavy into watches. I'm a watch guy. You know what I mean? Watches for different occasions, so on and so forth. I like classy shit. You know what I mean? She would always be the one who would watch me with my spending, because the way that I see it is that if there's not enough money, I'm not making enough money.
Oh.
That's how I'm seeing it myself. I mean, like, wait, my lifestyle requires for me to make $2,000 more. Okay, let me go out there and find a job or some way to make $2,000 more or $3,000 more fucking dollars. I've always been great at making money. I've always been excellent at making money, finding a way to make money. I have had to train myself how to keep a fucking dollar.
Yeah, but see, that's where the balance comes in that though. Right?
I got a story.
Uh-oh.
No. I just want to interject because what Jen was saying, I think about myself all the time. I go to the store and I have switched. First of all, there's a limit. When I see something, there will be something that I'm talking about, foods and things like this, that I will love. And when it gets to a certain price, I will give it up. So
food is the one thing I spend money on.
So there was, I'm talking about like, go to the grocery store type thing. Like there was assorted cheeses like Cracker Barrel, and it's like $10. I'm like, let me get store brand's $5. I go with the store brand, and then like sodas. I'm getting old, but like, you know, inflation and everything. Also,
do you get Fola instead of cola?
No, shit. I'll tell you what I do.
Rolla.
I drink Coke Zero.
Rolla.
And then Coke Zero went to like $2 something from $1. Like it used to be $1.25. It was like they brought it up to $2 with this inflation. I look over and the Pepsi Max was like $1.20 $30, $40, $1.39. I started doing Pepsi Max. Next thing I know, Pepsi Max went up. Then I went over to the Mug Root Beer Zero. It was $1.40. Then that went up. Then I went to the next root beer that I'm drinking right now because it's $1.39. But what I'm saying is, I guess what I'm saying is, electronics is my one thing that I don't. That's my
most men don't skimp on electronics.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. I've had frugal cars. Like I've never had like the nice sports car, you know. I'm like, gets me to work.
The TV is dope though, ain't it? The TV is dope, isn't it?
My TV.
I'm trying to see.
I got an 8K Samsung.
Oh shit.
That's what I have. But I didn't buy it. My ex bought it because it was important to him. I didn't care. It took me 4 months to turn the bitch on.
Because you tried to find a fucking power.
No, I didn't even care. I didn't even care. It was like literally a big ass picture on the wall to me. Like it did nothing for me.
But
now I will say that whether I'm living in an apartment or a house, I want my shit plush.
Absolutely.
That I will, like, I'll have on, okay, some fucking Walmart, and don't take me to Walmart and Target. All right. And like, if you want to treat me, here's $1,000, go to Target. Those are my fucking stores. Okay. Walmart, I don't care. I go right to the women's section, and I even go to the kids section in Walmart because some of that shit fits me. What happened? Who gonna check me? Okay. And I be sitting here in my little glittery t-shirts, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. I be sitting here in my little dollar ears looking cute as fuck. Okay. So don't leave me in no, matter of fact, you gotta leave me at Walmart because I'll be in that bitch 3 hours. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's me in the thrift store.
That and travel for me, you know, that travel.
Okay, I'm about to say travel.
Yes, there you go. Travel, and
the
crib has to be plush. The crib has to be a sanctuary. And I come in, the couch has got to be plush, and the glitters and the white and the little furs, and the crib has to be plush. But I'll have on a Walmart t-shirts in my plush shit. I gotta have the huge screen TVs in every room. It has to be plush. But outside, I'm going to fucking Walmart. I mean, because I'm gonna look good in it anyway. Why I gotta cost $1,000?
I mean, and everyone would assume I spend a lot of money on clothes because of the way I dress, and I don't really repeat outfits. But let me tell y'all something. First of all, I practically spend zero money. My clothes make me money, right? Because I quickly realized, like, first of all, I just love thrifting. Okay, I'm a thrifter. I love finding treasures, and I love buying things that I know cost way more, and I paid $3 for it, right? So it's just a hobby of mine. That's for me. But then I quickly realized, like, oh, people are putting more value and worth on my clothes than I am. Okay, so why don't I just sell this shit when I'm at that one?
Well, that's the difference between. I would say this. That's great that you ladies approach fashion in that regard, but we have to keep something in mind. You're women, and you guys can find clothing for yourself for extremely cheap.
Oh no, men have it bad.
Yeah, men. If you walking around with a $3 shirt, you gonna look like you got a $3 fucking shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
As a man, you know what I mean. If you go on a date and you look like you spent $20 on your goddamn outfit, you really did spend $20 on your goddamn outfit. Okay.
Listen, I gotta tell you, I look at, you know, when you're watching these athletes come in with and they look sharp, you know, with these different suits and different. If I had a stylist, I might look. I mean, I'm not a good dresser. I don't really know how to dress. You know what I mean?
That's your thing.
Yeah, right. You know, I mean, it's not my thing. But even if I wanted to, like I wouldn't mind coming through. Like, I don't know, when I go to Vegas, I'm gonna probably have somebody pick me something out that look halfway decent. But I'm just saying, I've never had that as even growing up. I never been able to go to. I don't keep up with the trends, and probably something to do with, you know, I have a limit of how much I want to spend on clothes too. But it's just like I don't have it. I don't have that. I can't look at something and say that's going to look good on me. You know
I know. You know what would look good on you? No, Saint. If you look at Ray Donovan, right. This is how I get in trouble. This is how I end up with fucking assholes who don't do shit for me. No, but you know what would look good on you? You would look good like in the regular jackets with the white V-neck t-shirt underneath and the dark denim jeans with the loafers, like that look, like that rich guy look, but I don't have to try hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
like
you said
Ray
like Ray
Donovan.
Donovan?
Yeah, like
Okay,
Ray
that's a good
Donovan.
idea.
Like let me tell you, Ray Donovan looked like he wears the same shit every fucking episode. But
He does.
I love that look, that dark denim. But you have to have that look isn't good for everybody. Like you wouldn't look good in that, Haran. It's a
No,
certain like
no.
it's
No,
a
absolutely
certain
not.
standard white guy look.
Mhm.
And that's I don't care who gets mad. There's certain looks. There's certain
I'm
looks
mad
that
at
look
tips.
right. I mean, there's certain looks that look good on white men, certain looks
Yeah,
that look good on black men, right? Depending on their build. We're all built differently.
that's for sure.
But that look I love that. It's so sexy. It's like casual and sexy at the same time. And it is something that you can get away with on the cheap. Like you can go to H&M and get a jacket that looks just like what Ray Donovan got. You could get a white button down in H&M. You can get you some nice jeans at H&M, Old Navy on sale.
Things are changing for men.
Yeah, you can get that look for cheap. You just have to go with somebody that knows.
No.
I'll take you no saying when I come.
Yeah, there we
Let
go.
me tell you something. I'm gonna give you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give men a quick cheat code. Real
we
quick.
gotta dress the guys when they come to Vegas.
We'll give them
I
a
think we're
quick
gonna
cheat
have
code.
to.
You know what I mean? Me personally, I like being comfortable. However, I don't know how she did it. Jen actually gave me some suggestions that actually do fit my taste.
Yep.
The suggestion she gave me, I'm like, I looked in my closet. I was like, yeah, I got some shit like this. But you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe she has that eye. Maybe she does. Some women do. You know what I mean? To me, look, listen. To me, that kind of eye, that kind of willingness to, you know what I mean, interject, you know what I mean, in a man's situation, to me, that's an asset. That's girlfriend material in my opinion. Because if I'm just sitting here, you know what I mean, going out, probably spending some money on you, doing whatever with you or whatever, after a while it's coming, let's trade it in for another model. But if you got somebody who actually like makes suggestions that helps you to improve your brand, that's amazing because it's like you're giving me suggestions that I can go out there and I can get a return on investment with.
Exactly.
If I wear a particular thing a certain way, I might go to a meeting, a motherfucker might be like, wow, this motherfucker looks incredible. Yeah, just give him an extra $100,000. And then you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Those little things. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna tell men, you know, a little cheat code. And this is the reason why I harp on going to the gym. If you concentrate on your body type and make sure that you get a shape, doesn't have to be the same shape as everybody else, but a shape. You can spend not that much money on clothes and still look great because you have a shape. You have a shape. You got a lot of guys who spend so much money on shit that covers their fucking stomach because they need to hide their fucking shit, so they need to get some shit that's bigger than usual. They need to do this, they need to do all these things that hide their flaws, as opposed to like if they were in shape and so on and so forth. Like you could walk around the house and you could walk out in a fucking t-shirt, a clean ass fucking t-shirt, a nice fucking cap, some cologne, and that shit could fucking work.
Just so y'all know, there's no cap with me, and I don't give a fuck. Okay, just so you know, there's no cap with me. I'm gonna show you a picture. I was at a huge gala. Sickle cell anemia fundraiser. I mean, star-studded. The entire, the Baltimore Ravens was in the bitch. Ray Lewis walks in with 4 bodyguards. Idris Elba, basketball players. That's where I met Tony Rock, who's a perfect gentleman, by the way. If anybody's wondering about Tony Rock's personality, I'm talking about dudes checking for me the whole night. Who the fuck is that? Who is that? Okay, that's how they were looking at me. This is what I had on. Okay, I want you to look at this picture. This is what I had on. That's how I was dressed.
Yeah, I like that picture.
Okay, I'm sure you guys seen this on. This is what I had on. Everybody was like, "Who that girl? Who that girl?" That dress cost me $10, and I was standing in front of Idris Elba. Okay. I had Tony Rock move a whole beeline because he saw me standing with my girls and he was like, why don't you sit down? And I was like, I'm not trying to interrupt nobody over there. Tony Rock went over, okay, to the table and he was like, can all of y'all move down? He moved the whole beeline. Them bitches were mad.
Oh, I bet. Because they was there trying to score.
Right, because they were grabbing that shit like, why we gotta move over for this bitch? Let me tell you, this dress cost me $10 fucking. It was a little bigger. I took it to my mama. She took it in on the sides. Them fucking earrings, I promise you, I didn't pay no more than fucking $5 for these earrings. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm in a gala with celebrity. I'm talking about A-list celebrities. I'm like, and I won't divulge too much, but because people's business,
Right.
but I'm like, I'm no cap. Like I know that I could walk in with my $10 dress and you're going to have on your Versace
Right.
and then we'll see who people want to talk to. I'd love a challenge. Challenge accepted.
When you understand that you make the clothes don't make you. You can wear I can rip my damn curtains down, wrap myself up, put a little pin in, and go about my business. Actually, when I went to the Met Gala, I can show you pictures of that. I went to the Met Gala in a pair of pajamas, you all.
I believe it. I believe it because it's and listen, confidence goes a long way, energy goes a long way. And I'm not, listen, when I walk in places, I'm not like, oh, where the celebrities at? I chill. I'm like, you want to come talk to me? You can come talk to me. You're not going to see me running up to, Idris Elba, Tony Rock, or whatever. Like Tony Rock came up to me. He was like, why y'all standing? And I was like, I'm not trying to mess with those tables. And he was like, with them, he made everybody move. Okay. And he didn't even linger around and try to holler at me or anything like that. He was a perfect fucking gentleman online. Idris Elba, same thing. I was like, hey, no bond. And he was like, we're working on it, James Bond. This is way back. And I was like, well, Puerto Rico's waiting. And he was like, well, we love Puerto Rico. And I was like, you know what I mean? And you keep it pushing. But, seeing that is there was a lot of football players in there and basketball players, these women. And then you don't drink when you're sitting there. I didn't drink because I was with my girls and I feel responsible. I'm like the mother hen. So I was like, I got to watch everything that's going on. And Ed Reed was trying to talk to my niece. And I was like, hold on. Why do you want to talk to her? Hold on. You know what I mean? I become the mother hen.
Yeah.
But, when you watch how women act in that environment, right? And you're not drinking, you're like, yo, look at this shit. Like it literally looks like, it takes you into this thing where they literally look like snarling, scheming animals on the money. Right? Because those guys are money. They walk in, there's money in the house, right? Ray Lewis walks in, 4 bodyguards. I'm not lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. 4 he flanked. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And I'm like, what is that crowd walking? And they were like, oh, that's Ray Lewis coming in. I was like, oh, well, damn. And I'm like, it does not fucking matter what you have on. That's why I laugh at these chicks who are on Instagram showing their red bottom shoes. It's like, bitch, I will take your man and he won't go back.
Right.
With a conversation. But here's the con to everything I just said. Here is the fucking con to everything I just said. When men hear that, their dicks get hard. So I could have this beautiful, stunning, intelligent, well-spoken woman who could make her rounds in a gala and I ain't got to spend no money.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that is the fucking con of my life. I said, look, it doesn't matter that I'm the queen that protects the king. You still have to come in and at least ask me, do you want a diamond?
Right.
Let me say no.
Right.
Let me say, baby, I don't want a diamond. I'd rather go cave diving in Mexico. Right?
I want an experience.
Right? But let me, you know what I'm saying? At least fucking try, motherfucker. Ask me, do I want the fucking Mercedes Jeep? Before I say no, I'd rather the Volkswagen Cabriolet because it's my favorite car since I was a teenager. Let me fucking say it first. You fucking asshole. It's been to my detriment that I'm so frugal and I'm so careful about money. It's been to my fucking detriment because men are like, oh yeah, and men need that challenge. They need that. I have to satisfy this woman and keep this woman. So I got to keep making money. Men need that because if they don't have that, they'll sit on their ass and she don't need nothing. She just need, you just need me to drop you off to Walmart for 3 hours. It's a fucking goal. And then looking the way I look, it's a fucking gold mine for a man. So I can walk you around my friends and I only got to take you to Walmart.
It's gotten us in a lot of trouble, like literally a lot of trouble. And then, like you said, in addition that we can stretch your money. So now we only need a thrift store shopping trip, and we're gonna stretch your money too. And we cook and we clean and all those things, and it's just like
It's like Don described it perfectly. He said, "You got one." What did you say, Don? You got one heartstring left or one guitar? I don't know. He said something about one. I was like, I ain't got it in me no more. That's why I laugh when people. That's why I laugh when people try to comment. Yeah, it's gone. When people come at me and like, oh, so you wouldn't take a coffee? Fuck you, your mama, her mama, whoever birthed that bitch. The one that gave birth to that bitch, and the one that gave birth to that bitch, and your coffee cup. Because I put in my fucking work. I put in my fucking.
I understand. Now, you got to look at it like this. I understand what both of you are saying, and it's unfortunate that you've both gone through that. And I've said myself that, hey, I completely feel both of you in terms of how you want to approach the rest of your life. But there are men out here who want to invest in women such as yourself. I'm not saying that you should go out there and find this guy, but what I'm saying is that women such as yourself who can see the bigger picture. I hate to say this, but a lot of brothers can't see the big picture.
I'm listening.
Very true.
A lot of brothers can't see the big picture. Now, look, listen. There's the moment, and then there's legacy. And I'm not talking about children, and I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about legacy. When I mean legacy, I mean you have a name, a name that becomes a brand that outlives you, your children's children. You know what I mean? It becomes a mainstay and becomes a part of, you know what I mean, a particular culture of money. Now, in order to do that, you have to be a man who possesses a particular degree of vision, but you also have to make sure that you have a woman or a partner who is not only supportive of that vision, but you understand that you also have to create that reciprocity, where it's just to say, okay, I see that you're this asset. I see that you are useful. In order for you to continue to be useful to me, I have to make you happy.
Right.
Because if you're not happy, then you're useless to me. And when we and I understand there's a lot of hurt people out here who I saw someone in the chat say that if you dress up a man, you know, yeah, you'll be dressing him for another bitch. Like, I guess there are men who do get full of themselves and
no, Haran, there are. No, Haran, there are.
Jenny, I was trying not to mention it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yes, Jen, there are. Okay, but you know what I mean.
I must have got you too. I must have got you too hot. I burnt off your wings. You caught an attitude, bitch. You know where I found you.
Just saying. That's how they do
I mean, you know.
But I will say
when you told me the story, I was like.
But I will say this though. You're right, Haran. There are men out there who they are. It's unfortunate, not as many of the brothers as I would like it to be. But
race bell.
But I will say though, my ex did leave me in a better position. Right. He did leave me in a better position, and I left him in a better position, right? So even though he kind of dropped the ball towards the end or whatever, I can't be mad because I'm way better off than when I met him. And so is he. So nobody left out, with any bruises and bumps.
But that's a beautiful thing, Lily. That's how it should be, because we're not even saying that relationships should be forever. But did you make me better? Did you make me better? That's not a lot to ask. And that's not always monetary. That's not, you dropped $1 million in my account. Did you make me better? Did you make me a better human being? Did you contribute to me moving on and doing, and I'm better and vice versa. But it's like people can't even do the basics. And that's why now I shut the fuck up. I ain't saying shit shit to nobody. And I'm like Lily said, I'm manifesting. Like I need a man that's a provider. And if that offends you, leave me the fuck alone, because I put my bid in with the Ugg mugs and the broke fucks. And I put my bid in. I did my time. Thank you. Got it. I'm good. I didn't even get a fucking t-shirt for it. Fuck off. Fuck you and your coffee cup. I'm not that girl. Take it to somebody else.
No, Funk Empress. So women are tools. No, Funk Empress. For me, everyone is. Man, women,
you're right,
mama, right. Grandmama, everybody gets it, darling.
Everybody.
So so if you're gonna call me in whatever you're calling me now in the head, just know that everyone catches everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've told Jen many a story that involves men, women, whomsoever, and when they have outweighed their usefulness, they were shown the door.
I was thinking about that too.
But I think that's fair. I don't get offended by that at all. Like I'm not.
I don't get offended either, because like I think it's just human nature. Like the whole I love you until you stop producing, until you stop, and then it's like, what happened to this love we were talking about?
I'm very careful of people who. That thing that's been going around on social media, like, black men are, and you could put this on any man, insert any man, but black men, and then they ran with what fucking Chris Rock said, black men aren't loved unless they're giving up their money or they have money over, and I'm like, fuck, why is that a bad thing? Like, you should take pride that you're a man who could fucking provide. Like, you people are weird.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Like, that's what I like to do. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's something wrong with me, but I kind of that's.
No, Funk Empress. People lie. Period.
Yeah,
people
lie anyway. They lie at weddings. The check cashing, please.
Especially at weddings.
I mean, yes, it's conditional. Of course, it's conditional. Everything's conditional.
Everything's conditional. Everything in their life.
But like for me, like for my, I think this is natural for any parent. But like, I feel like I'm the last person. You know what I mean? I will put off what I want to spend on my kids or spend, I mean, I don't see any other way. And that's what makes me feel good, I guess,
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not hanging around nobody that I can't bring some degree of value to.
Right. Me too, Haran. Yeah.
Like, I'm not even going around a homeless motherfucker if I got $1 on me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like, you ain't going to be doing nothing but talking to me.
Which is so funny, because when I leave out the house, this is so funny, like I'm going to the strip club. I keep a few ones in my wallet, because if someone's dancing on the subway, I'm gonna pay them. You just entertain me. I'm sorry. If you entertain me, I'm paying you. Like, because coming from a place where people didn't do any entertainment, they just held out their hand. I'm like, so now, and me and my bestie always talk about this, we're so spoiled. You better do something. You better snap your fingers. You better do something like this, because I'm not just giving you money. If you better do something.
What's the one job? What's the one job, Donovan? Donovan said men have one job.
Provide.
I give money to like when you go like to public parks and shit like that, and or airports, and women are like cleaning the bathroom or whatever, I slip them $10 or $20, and they never want to take it. They're like, no, I don't want. And I'm like, just take it. Like I have to tell them something like, buy yourself lunch, and I just walk out quickly, because they try to give you the money, because they're not supposed to get tipped for cleaning the bathroom. But I love looking at what I call the invisible people.
Yes.
Because you ever sit somewhere, or you're rushing in and out of the airport bathroom, or at the park, where I used to take my grandson to the park, and those ladies are in there sweeping, mopping, cleaning up all that garbage in the fucking public bathrooms and stuff. So I always give them the $20, you know what I mean? $10, like, here, go buy yourself some lunch. And they're shocked, but the smile on their face, like, that just fills my heart, because these are the invisible people. Like, literally, people walk past them like they're not there, like they don't even exist.
Yes, I really think we were separated at birth. I don't give them money, but I always give them a thank you. Always give them a thank you.
Yeah.
Always. Like the invisible people.
And I call them the invisible people, because you could be sitting at a restaurant and the fucking busser will come by and grab your shit, and you don't even look, you don't even acknowledge that there's a human being next to you. Like, to me, that's crazy to me. Like, you don't see this person cleaning up your shit?
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's why I call them the invisible people. Nobody
Yeah.
sees them, so
I
I see
Can I ask y'all
them.
something?
I
Can I
see
ask y'all
them.
something?
Yeah.
Do most men live off of women? Because someone said that.
Most men live off of women.
Not my men.
Most men live off of women. Well, okay, I'll say this. I've had men damn near close live off of me. And I say that because with the exception of one relationship, people moved in with me. Right? My name was on the lease. Which I don't recommend. But it was a thing, but again, it was generational. Right? That's what you see in the hood. That's what you see growing up. Like the lady gets the apartment and gets the stability, and the guy comes over, and that type of shit. So I was like, oh, this is the normal thing. Like you get a bum off the street, and you dust him off, and you hose him down, and then he moves in.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to say. One thing.
A lot of men do live off women. That's why it's funny when I hear men talk about gold diggers and women want all money. But I was like, you know how many? Go ahead,
the only woman I ever lived off of, I came out of.
Okay.
Understandably.
That's about that. That's about the whole thing. I have a thing about me. I don't take no money from no women. I don't take a dime.
That's a beautiful thing.
I don't take a dime. I'll starve to
That's
death.
actually one of my rules. I don't date men.
Look, see, and you know what? And I believe you. And I fucking believe you. I believe you because it's something that's not spoken about. Men on these machines have you think that all women want is money. All women don't want to build with men. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of women out there that take men in.
Yeah.
That take men in and take care of them, and everything is in her name. It is a lot more common than these motherfuckers that have you think.
So you trying to tell? I thought that homosexual shit was just like a joke or some shit.
Don't play with me.
No. I'm saying, like, I know it happens, but I didn't think it was like it was like a common thing like that.
It's common. I've seen it with my relatives. I've seen it with my friends. It's very common. These motherfuckers are driving their cars and bringing them back. It's real.
I'm telling you, and don't go to Atlanta. That is the home of the homosexual.
What?
It's so many jokes down there. Like they have it's so many jokes about like that's the place that you. Oh God, you can go move down.
I knew a broke nigga who moved to Atlanta.
I was about to say, you can literally arrive there after the show. You will have a woman. You'll be living in her house tonight, and you'll be driving her to work in her car tomorrow morning. I promise you.
Wow.
It is that easy.
Nah, that's some wild shit.
Yes,
I didn't know. I knew there was like, this is a section of the community that lives off of women, blah blah blah. But I didn't know it was many women going through this.
Look what she said. She's from Atlanta. I know my places now.
Oh shit! You said I'm from Atlanta. Oh shit!
I'm telling you, that's how it really is down there. It's a real thing.
Maybe it's me, man. Maybe I'm just in a bubble, man.
But I love what she said here, because men will do this in this conversation. Oh my God, it's so fucking nauseating online. But she said, and then he said, I don't respect them as king. And that's what's wild about these type of characters is that they have the audacity to have an attitude that
you gonna be a king, but you don't own the castle. You don't own the castle. You renting it. You ain't even renting it. You ain't even renting
it. Have a castle.
Squatting.
You're a fucking squatter.
You're a fucking squatter. No, technically, legally speaking, yes, he is a squatter. Yes, he is. Wow.
But women. That's why I'm like, I'm not a feminist by any means, because I love men being in charge. I just do. Right, I do. I don't want to be in charge. I want a man to be in charge. I'm not a feminist, but I do. I do. It is upsetting to see how many men talk so much shit about women when women are long suffering. Okay. I think fucking Job, maybe his name is really Jab. Maybe it was a woman and they fucked it up in the Bible. Maybe it was a typo.
It was Joan.
Yeah, it was Joan. It wasn't Job. It had to be Joan because
they did a gender swap.
It had to be a gender swap. It had to be because women are the ones that are built long suffering like that. Women, we will suffer for what we think that love shit is. Women.
You know why though? And as men, we do take advantage of it.
Thank you for
You know
saying
why?
that.
You know why? I know why. I'll tell you why.
Because the
And
pussy
it's
good.
built. Nah, it's built in your DNA. It's the reason why this world is goes in the direction it goes in. You can't help it. You got hope. That shit is in your bones.
Yeah,
You can't get rid of that shit. Women, a hopeful woman, that shit is that's you'll find 8 hopeful women before you find 3 unemployed black men. That's word to my mother, man. Because women, they always have hope. They always have hope because they see the silver lining in something. They see what can happen.
my favorite
Men,
word,
most of
huh?
the time,
My favorite word.
potential. They'll see what can
I
happen. Like for instance, like when a young man is a bit rambunctious.
Mhm.
I won't even say rambunctious. When a nigga ain't shit. When a young man ain't shit, and this is white, or this is black men and white fathers, all that. We all have this thing in common. We know when our fucking sons are fucked up.
New
You
Diamond,
know what I mean?
New Diamond. What is the Mark you met in church? What's his last name?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
We're Tristan and Tristan coming up to close his house.
What happened?
I will not.
New Diamond said she's talking in the chat to Don. She said, "No, I met Mark in the church." I'm like, I'm just curious what Mark's last
My
name is,
heart is
ma'am,
beating right now. Like, this is crazy.
because the character description you're giving sound familiar.
Oh, my
Don Levon
God.
asked a great question. So
Okay.
hypergamy is a myth?
No, it's not a myth.
In Atlanta,
No,
yes.
it's not. No.
Okay, no.
I don't
Right.
think hypergamy as a concept. I think biologically speaking from a scientific perspective, it is important. It's imperative to the thriving of the species. Women must be selective. Women should be selective because they have all of these options at every given time, at any given moment. You have to be selective. You have to be able to be keen to pick the strongest, pick the whatever, because the preservation of our race is dependent on your ability to choose well. Men, we don't have to worry about that because we're just ready, prime, and able to fuck everything. And that is what our biological imperative is. We are not choosy. If we were choosy, then there wouldn't be so many people. We have to be ready and willing to, yes, fuck anything. The 5s, the 6s, the 7s, you get a kid, you get a kid, you get a kid, you get a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's just what it is from a biological perspective. And I'll end my other point by saying that women have to be hopeful because without women, this place would be miserable. You know what I mean? Men. Me personally. When I got my daughter, when I had my daughter and I was around her mom or whatever, I calmed down a great deal. You know what I mean? If you guys think I'm a bit of an asshole now, fuck. Before that, you know what I mean? Because I didn't have anyone around me to soften my ideas on certain things. Even Jen softens my ideas on certain things, you know what I mean, now. But before I notice about myself, if I'm alone for too long as a man, I can get cruel. Because when men are left to their own devices and they seek their own wants, particularly ambitious men. Notice every ambitious man that you women ever been around, and if they're just around a cluster of men all the time and they
They're
just
like,
maintain their work, they're ruthless.
Yeah.
They're fucking ruthless.
Yeah.
So you need a
honestly,
woman
my
around,
man side comes out and I become like that. My friends call me cold all the time.
this is why men in power. Nobody trusts a man in power who doesn't have a wife.
Don and
Because
I
the
were
wife
having that
because
conversation.
a woman softens a man's ideas. If a man is in power by himself you are prone to dictatorship. You are prone to all these things. If you have no children, especially daughters running around, you are prone and you get drunk off power and you're like, fuck it, just kill everybody. Just kill. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Does all our presidents have daughters and have
Yes, most of them have daughters. Most of them
that's
have
deep?
wives. Listen. In the corporate world, you will not be able to make it to a certain extent in the corporate world if you do not have a wife.
I don't think people. Don and I were having such. This would be a great time for you to come up, Don Levon. Don and I were having such an interesting conversation about that, and you're absolutely right, Haran. Because it's the thing. If I'm married to a man of influence, right, and I'm the little wife, and he's good. People don't realize how important the queen is, right? Just like in chess. And me and my man are in tune. He's, you know what I mean? He's successful millionaire. And here you come in, Haran, single, stinking a pussy, maybe dressed nice. You may be dressed nice. You're in the right party. You're in the right party. You dress nice. I'm going to fucking scan you like the Terminator. Okay. I may not say nothing at the
husband.
Absolutely. I may,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? I'm not going to be as warm as I would to you if you walk in with a wife on your arm. Because if you had a wife on your arm, I'd automatically try to, you know, chat her up and see what she's about and be like, hi, do you have kids? I have to, you know what I mean? We do the wife thing. But you walk in by yourself trying to make a deal with my man, and I'm scanning you. And there'll be pleasantries. But when we go home and he's taking off his $1,000 cufflinks and I'm taking off my gown, I'm like, I don't like that guy. Something about him, babe. That's what's going to happen at home. That's the
And that's what
conversation that's
happens.
going to
That's
happen.
exactly what happens. That's exactly. Well, I told my boys.
And he's
I'm
going
like,
to
yo.
listen to me. He's
I
going
told
to
my
listen.
boys.
And
I
I'm
told
going to
my
put it on him.
boys. I told my boys about. I was like, yeah, man, y'all got about 2 more years before all y'all ladies tell you to stay the fuck away from me. I gotta go find a lady. I gotta go find somebody if I want to keep hanging around.
That's true.
Because
Very
after a while, your lady's gonna be like, so Heron coming by again today? Hey, you hang around him a lot.
Very true. You still look, your horns are still out, and your hair hairy, and your snout is.
And that is why, you know, men empower. Look, men empowered. People trust men in power who have something to lose.
Yeah.
If you don't have something to lose, there's a saying: married cops make the best cops. Cowboys, nobody trusts a fucking cowboy. You know what I mean? Because he's just going to kick in the door and he's just going to start shooting up shit.
But even in sports, you notice they push them to marriage. Them young guys, they like get them settled down and responsible. And you notice they push them.
They need for this man to be focused. They need to get their dollars worth. They probably got some Wheaties boxes they need to put this motherfucker on. They need to get him on Sally, Jesse, Raphael, all that other wild shit. And if he's fucking Terrell Owens, there's a reason why they couldn't get much out of Terrell Owens, but his best prime years, because the niggas every minute he's in between some woman's legs. He's having like 8 babies.
Antonio Brown.
All of them, you know what I mean? All the reckless dudes, they got whatever they could get out of them, and they just threw them to whatever, you know what I mean, wolves after that, because they are not focused. They are not focused. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, I'm pretty sure he still did what he did, but he had his wife. Every goddamn 5 minutes, he had that woman, you know what I mean, that he was with for years with him. And you know what I mean, basketball ended, they got divorced, he cut her a check, he went about his business, so on and so forth. He played the game correctly.
But I think, you know, when people going back to hypergamy, you know, it's biological. Women are always going to want the stronger, fitter male, even in nature, right? Before they gave it a cute word, hypergamy, and before people made that synonymous with you got to have 6, 7 figures, 8 figures. That's what hypergamy means. Women want the richer guy. Before all that shit meant that, it just meant I want the stronger, most protective male here, and not even so much I want, but that motherfucker's gonna kill everybody to get me. Before he even turns me on, he's already on the job. Like, I want that, and I will kill everybody to get that. Even in nature. So quite naturally, women just submit because it's like, well, you killed the other 10 suitors, so I guess it's just me and you now.
You're scared in the pussy, so you just like, fuck it.
Right. It's
like you won the lion. That's exactly how lions do.
I guess it's you won the pussy. You win.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding,
Let me tell you
like
something.
that nigga gotta go.
Look at Denzel.
He come through. Everybody gotta go.
Look at Denzel. Anybody ever seen Denzel in an intimate scene with a white woman in any movie?
No, he kissed. I forgot who it was.
Julia Roberts, maybe.
There was a white woman that he kissed. I forgot who it was because people were talking about that. It was like he never was romantic with a white woman. Then somebody pulled the movie out and was like, yes, he was. It's blah blah.
Now, one of the things that he did say that he never had a intimate kiss in terms of, you know, I mean, that's the difference between he actually smashing out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a white
Yeah,
woman.
I
Oh
On
yeah,
remember.
screen.
no,
I've seen them.
yeah,
I've
we
seen them
never,
smash out. I've seen them smash out other women. You know what I mean?
yeah.
On screen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I've never seen him smash out a white woman.
Latina, black women, Latin women, I've seen them do.
Fine one. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm pretty sure Pauletta probably had some. She probably. I can picture Pauletta pulling on the side and be like, "Hey man,
Pauletta look like she don't
you
play.
you better not mess up your money with your black, you know what I mean, with your black female, you know what I mean, fan base, because Denzel has always had a strong black female fan base, and by him not angering them, he made sure that he had a very lustrous career. Very smart guy, man. Very smart guy. He knew how to play
Mhm,
certain things.
mhm,
Knew the importance of having his family around whenever he's in.
mhm,
You rarely really see him alone. You know what I mean? You know, of course, in certain instances you do, but a lot of the big events, he has his wife with him, he has his, you know, his kids. You know, he makes sure that the perception of Denzel, the family man, is strong, and it's in the face of people. It's bigger than just I have money.
mhm,
You have to create this perception that you're a responsible man, that you
mhm,
can be trusted, that you can be all of these things. Because after a while, you know, what I mean, money can get you so far. After a while, you're in a room with a whole bunch of people who got money too. So now it's hey, can I trust you?
mhm.
Do you keep your word? Are you a fucking idiot? You know what I mean? Can we trust you around these, you know, around sensitive information?
And these wives are hawks, boy. Because I know I'd be like, that's your friend. Okay.
Like
I'd be
Tiffany
like that.
Haddish, Tiffany Haddish, she fucked up. One of the ways she fucked up is because she can't keep her fucking mouth shut with certain things. She's always blabbing people's business and shit like that. That's why you don't see her in certain circles anymore,
Because she
and so
gets too
on.
drunk and she just starts blabbing everything. That's what every
Girl,
if you've ever been to a party with her,
Tiffany Haddish is like Jonathan Majors, grand opening, grand closing.
right, right.
With that said, guys, let's close out because we're going into 2 hours 30. I did change the caption and the picture. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I came in through the block talent battle. I'll do another stream on that. All right, guys. So I love you all. I'm fucking out of here. I gotta go for a walk.
Good night.
Yes, go for a walk. Text me if you need to, Jen.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. Good night. Love
All
you all.
right.
If you're still here, hit that like and subscribe. For Mama on your way out, please come back. Mañana we'll have a Thirsty Thursday episode. Don't forget Friday's Freaky Friday. And more importantly, Saturday, we have the Block Talent Battle, 8 p.m. sharp. We have talent come up here from everywhere, sing, rap, act, dance, whatever it is. I think someone's coming to play the drums, and they all compete for a $100 cash prize. You guys vote, so I can't do this without you. Yes, Lilia and I and a guest judge will judge, but you guys decide who wins by throwing their names in the chat. Okay, so thank you for holding me down, chat. Thank you for the super chats. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door as you hit the lights. Thank you, Tristan. Okay, Don, I'm calling you now. Good night, guys.